welcome back to Did You Hear About? This is episode 6, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
6 episodes.
We had our last one cut a little bit short because of internet problems, but we are back online. Seems to be working pretty good.
Yep, tested earlier, and it's a little bit better tonight.
So that's good. At least Spectrum is working. I got Earl to my left, Brock to my right, and Travis on, I guess that'd be everybody else's right on the screen over here. How's everybody doing tonight?
Good. And you weren't even supposed to be with us. You would probably join in from somewhere.
We were supposed to have two what do you call them, like phone in, I guess, remote guest, I guess. Yeah, unfortunately I had a Vegas trip canceled, which was pretty sad. I was kind of bummed out.
Weather.
Yeah. Well, I guess there's been a bad windstorm, I guess, in the south for the most part. It was windy yesterday and the day before, and it was a little bit breezy today, but apparently Atlanta was really bad. So I got to the airport, and it didn't seem like it was a problem, but then when we got to the gate, I started seeing people walk in where the jet parks, so you have the jet bridge that comes out, and in Atlanta there's one gate, in Montgomery there's one gate,
one
in Montgomery.
terminal.
Yeah, one terminal in Montgomery.
Yeah.
That's not a big airport, but I started seeing
the smallest airport. Sir.
It's very tiny. I saw people walk in from the tarmac. I was like, that's kind of weird. I don't know what's going on. And then the lady comes over the intercom. No, and then the lady comes over the intercom and was like, something. It was my flight she was talking about. People from this flight. We've got winds in Atlanta, so just hang tight. We might be a little bit late. And my connector was 30 minutes in Atlanta, which in Atlanta is hard to get to anyway.
Yeah, you have to kind of sprint for that.
But once I knew it was going to be slightly delayed, I thought I'd be screwed, and I was. But the problem was the pilot gets on right after the lady stops talking. And the pilot gets on the radio, and you could tell he's fed up with, you could just tell when someone's fed up with the day. He's just sitting there, and he's like, "Hey guys, there's winds in Atlanta, and nobody's been able to fly in or out, so we're probably not flying today." Just like that. That's pretty much all he says. And I was like, "Oh, well." He doesn't say that, but he's like, "There's probably going to be a little bit of a delay till we can take off." But from his tone,
you were on the plane.
Oh yeah, well, not yet.
Oh my!
This was in the terminal.
You could hear his disdain a little. Man,
that's never good.
Pilots are, I want to hear a cheerful pilot.
Yeah, exactly. When I heard that, I was like, oh, it must be really windy in Atlanta.
Well, the thing about wind is it goes everywhere.
Everywhere.
So when it kicks up, everybody's getting it.
And you can't. I guess you can gauge when it's going to be windy, but it's probably hard, I imagine. But he gets on there and he's talking, and he's like, well, it's really windy in Atlanta. No planes have really been able to get in. They'll go to Atlanta, but then they'll circle for an hour, which as it turns out, is what happened to the people that just came into the terminal while I was sitting there. And so then he's talking, and he's like, yeah, it'll probably be about 30 minutes at least till we can try and get out there, but the traffic's real backed up, so it'll be probably a while before we land, blah, blah, blah. So then he's like, all right, well, we're going to, probably 20 minutes after this. So my flight was scheduled to leave at 6:30. It was about 6:40 whenever we boarded. So we get on the airplane. And at this point, I already knew I was missing my connecting flight. Because, the flight to Atlanta is 30 minutes when it's good weather.
Yeah, you go up and down real quick.
It's up and down. So we get on the airplane. Nobody's happy, but it doesn't really matter. You can't blame the people that are there. It's just weather. So
this is at night, right?
Yeah, it was 6:30, so it just got dark. So we don't walk through the little jet bridge thing. We walk straight onto the tarmac, and they drop down the little stairs to get on the airplane. I got the video. I can actually send it to you. But we get on. We probably boarded the plane 6:45, something like that. So I already knew I was missing my connecting flight. Then we all get onto the airplane, and there was more airplanes there than I have ever seen at the Montgomery airport combined. Yeah. I think they diverted every single flight to Montgomery.
They were landing.
That's what happened. They diverted every single one to Montgomery.
There?
Yeah. So
Montgomery is so lame. We don't even have wind, but
no. So
you can't even see it.
It's weather in Atlanta. Just go to Montgomery. There ain't nothing there.
We don't
So
even have the coast.
we get onto the plane, and the guy comes over the radio. He's like, yeah, it's a little backed up in Atlanta, so it's usually like a 30-minute flight, but it'll probably be like a 45-minute flight. I was like, okay, whatever. Either I can like schedule a late flight if they have another flight going into Vegas, or I can just book a hotel and fly out the next morning. So he gets on the thing, and he's like, it's going to be about 45 minutes. So we're all sitting there like, all right, whatever. It's probably going to be, he said it's probably going to be pretty bumpy. So people who are like nervous flyers, you can tell they're nervous. And then he comes back onto the radio and is like, yeah, but it's probably going to be about an hour before we leave the airport in Montgomery. But we're not going to deplane. So we all sat there in the plane for like an hour. And we're like, all right, well, I guess we're eventually going to take off. And then an hour, and they're like, they were like, all right, well, we're just going to bring you guys food and water. Just turn off the lights. You can take a nap. We'll turn on the air conditioner in the airplane. I was like, all right, whatever. You can't really be mad at I'm not mad at the people. It just is like a weird situation.
Well, just it's the way it happens with flying. So regardless,
watch when I go. Something crazy will happen when I go.
Well, this is the second time I've had something crazy happen. But then he gets on the radio again after about an hour. Well, I got yelled at for taking my mask off while I was eating, so that was a problem. But then, dude, I always buy like Lay's and like some chips or something like when I'm in the airport and a drink. So I was sitting there, I was eating like my Lay's, and I guess you're supposed to like eat and then pull your mask up and chew. And then eat and then pull him out. That's what she told us.
Well, I need a Crystal burger, Brett. I would need a total. I would just need crystals. Like
I would get the Crystal burger
and
put it inside the mask, and you could just eat it.
Like
the mask would keep it against
keep
it against your face, and you could just eat away.
So
that's what they need to start making is
just make people throw up. Like that's gonna keep.
Well, see, I thought about that. I was like, if anybody throws up on this airplane because it's so bumpy going into Atlanta, they're just gonna throw up into their mask. That would be awful.
Because like it's either people that are super comfortable with flying, going out of Montgomery, or people that have never flown before.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly the type of people that we're on.
Or they just have to. Like it's not good. The last thing you want on a plane is more uncomfortable people.
Oh, it's especially on it's gonna be a bad flight. It was not.
It's just bad.
And a small plane, exactly. So we finished like our little snacks. I went through like 3 episodes of Dirty Jobs, so I know it was a while before he came back on the radio. He comes back on the radio and he's like, yeah, guys, it's gonna be like another hour before we can take off because there's so much traffic on this runway and the one in Atlanta. We had already like taxied out to the runway, but we were like 3rd or 4th in line, and he's like, yeah, it's gonna be another hour. We're just going to bring you guys back to the terminal, let you get out and sit down, and like we'll just see if we can't fly later. So he's like, all right, well, we're going to get back to try and get like to Legit Bridge or whatever. That didn't happen because there was so many flights going out of Montgomery. And he's like, well, we're going to get off, but it's probably going to be about 30 minutes before we get off. And then I couldn't tell like if we were actually going to get off and wait for 30 minutes and then get back on or not. But I asked the lady, and the little flight attendant, and she's like, yeah, no, this flight's canceled. We're not going anywhere today. I was like, oh okay. Wow. Well, it looks like I'm staying here. And, yeah, that was kind of it.
So you're here. Well, yeah. At least you're going with your mom, you wouldn't even have made it that far. You wouldn't even have gotten on the airplane.
She was with me?
The time we went.
She would have taken the win?
Oh, she would not have done it. If there's a small cloud in the sky, she will not fly.
We were flying.
So not even leaving the house.
We were going somewhere, kind of a surprise trip. I forget where it was.
Oh, Arizona.
Yeah, we're going to Arizona.
You've got a ladybug on your microphone, by the way.
Oh, there it is. Nice. Well, anyway,
I say you could blow it off, but that would be very unkind to the listeners.
Some people get mad at me. Anyway, we were flying to Arizona. And it was one of the Alabama tornado kind of days going on.
Like that season.
Yeah, so we go.
Like now?
Yeah. It's not
You mean
really,
like right now?
It's not but it wasn't bad out, so I wasn't concerned about it.
It wasn't bad where we were, I don't think.
But in Atlanta, you had to fly through it going to Atlanta. So we go to the airport. She's already nervous because she sees the clouds and off in the distance and sees the storms. So we go in the airport and we're looking at the airport, and once again, all these flights are diverted because of weather. So all these people are sitting around from all these flights. There's a bunch of airplanes. So they're, what are these planes? Well, they're diverted because of the weather. So immediately that was kind of strike one. So we go sit down, and our flight's in an hour. So the little bar area in the airport, we go sit down there, and there's 3 TV screens, and each TV screen has a picture of a tornado and tornado stuff going on the TV screen. And I'm just saying, it's
no-go for me.
Yeah. Us 3 flew to San Francisco. That was a pretty windy flight.
Yeah, that was a rough one.
And then we lost the football.
They happen, though.
That was worse.
So, anyway, that's some of our flying
They
stories.
all have
There's many
their
more.
I've
Yeah,
got...
if anybody listen has a flying story.
Yeah, dropping down in the comments. I've got a long story. I can't remember where I was coming from or where I was going to.
You mean that was a short story?
True. But no, I've got one that would take me like an hour to try and explain. Like the cops were called and everything. It was pretty wild. You remember that story?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I don't know if we can talk about that.
We can talk about it.
I mean, yeah, we can.
We'll save that for an episode coming up.
Yeah, that was.
We could
So
do
we can have
see, the
That'd be
problem
story
is
time.
the problem is I can't remember where I was going or coming from.
You
Like
were
going
coming
to
back from.
it wasn't from Springfield. I thought it was from Springfield, but it wasn't.
Who are
I
these?
genuinely cannot.
You were-
I think it was Vegas.
Who are these
Might
people
have been.
in our chat making? There's some. I can't even pronounce the name, but
Uncultured.
yeah, they chatted something, but I don't.
Can't
So
read
I
it.
don't even know what it says. But
That's unfortunate.
It might
I was
be
gonna
kind. Who knows?
well, other than the, Benjamin's flight was obviously the top of the news for this weekend.
I was pretty
But
disappointed. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it was. A
I was
pretty
gonna, I
cool
was gonna
opportunity.
think did Tom Brady retire?
I think technically no, but it's pretty much confirmed yes.
He pulled a Floyd Mayweather, bro.
Yeah, kind of like a soft retirement kind of
Let
thing.
me get that. Let me pull that money back one more time.
But see, it would be very Tom Brady-esque to like be, oh yeah, retiring. No, I'm coming back for next season.
But I think what I've heard is that the Bucks apparently in house is a mess.
Oh, I'm sure it's probably a real bad.
Apparently
mess at
they're
the
a
moment.
mess, and so Antonio Brown sniffed it out early. He was like, they playing because Brady don't like Aryans, bro.
No, I don't think him and Bruce get along at all. I highly doubt.
No, they don't.
Because if you're in that locker room and a guy like Tom Brady walks in and you're a coach that's never won a Super Bowl before, who's gonna have the locker room
And
there?
the man who walks in with 7.
Yeah, exactly. I think did he have 6 when he
Yeah.
went to New England and he won one
Oh
of
yeah,
the Bucks now.
sorry, yeah, he won.
And the
one.
thing is, like, the Bruce had to submit power because no matter if Bruce had won one up before he got there, he had power.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's just his personality, so he had to submit power, like, in a way. Like, but I would be so happy because he's an older guy, man.
Yeah. Well, and
I would be
it's like,
so happy if I was him,
wait, who? If you're Bruce or Brady?
bro.
Oh yeah. Because every single season you go in there and Tom Brady's your quarterback, you're never gonna have the locker room. The quarterback will always have the locker room, unless you're Antonio Brown. Then Antonio Brown has the locker room.
Well, no, I don't know if he really does, dude. I don't know
thinks
if
he does.
really
I think he's in his own world.
Oh yeah, that's kind of what I meant.
I've heard from people that have been in the locker room with him that he ain't really, he's I don't know. It's just like, I think he just does his own thing.
It's just a weird one.
I think a lot of those dudes do their own thing.
Whenever you listen to him talk, and he seems normal, but he does like just crazy things like you would never expect. And also, if Tom Brady is officially retired, does that mean Gronkowski is officially retired as well? Because they're basically like one and the same.
Right. And so I feel like they're pulling like a WWE move.
I do too.
Like, I feel like they're just gonna team up somewhere. Like, they're just gonna start going crazy places. Like, who's terrible? Just go to the Browns and get them one. Just go to the Browns and get them one.
You can go to the Jets.
That's what they need to do. Is like a tour. They could do a
Florida.
Gronk Brady tour
Well, I
through
think
the NFL and just get everybody.
they go into free agency. They sign 1-game contracts with everybody. Sign it with like the bottom team in the league and try and win a game with
Just
every
hit them
single team in the
cities
league. That'd be awesome.
Just hit them cities up.
Because Brady he's the only person who's beaten every single team. Is he the
Yeah,
only,
I think
every
he
single team in the?
Really? Like,
I think
currently, that's the only player or ever.
Yeah,
I think
probably.
ever because Patriots. I guess he beat everybody pretty much. But then he went to the Buccaneers and he beat the Patriots.
Yeah,
So
I think that's true. That's probably true.
Right. Okay, that makes
I'm pretty sure.
But
I'm pretty sure I saw that. But I'm like, I was just I saw he retired, and then somebody said maybe he didn't. And then I'm
I
like
think
looking.
his dad came out and said that he wasn't retiring.
Or it's not like official.
Son, you can't quit now. Don't give it up.
I feel like this has happened before. Has this happened before?
With Brady?
Don't be a quitter.
Yeah.
Just because you didn't win the Super Bowl this
year. He goes 1 year without a Super Bowl.
That's it. That's it. He's a best.
And he just throws in that man. What kind of attitude is that?
I mean, Tom
Brady's nasty, dude.
That's a loser.
That's a real. He's a real quitter.
Great. He got that greatness thing, that next level.
So
at least he didn't handle it as badly as Ronda Rousey did. I mean, that was one of the biggest falls from grace I've ever seen in sports.
Yeah, but Ronda Rousey got knocked out. She got separated from her senses.
Twice.
That's a different thing.
Yeah, no, it is.
I think like whenever you get knocked out like that, you realize how bad it sucks to get knocked out like that, and then you get scared, and you don't throw caution to the wind anymore.
Yeah. Well, also
you try it one more time, and you're like, "This ain't for me."
Well, and then you run against Amanda Nunes, and then it doesn't matter at that point.
There's not much you can do about that unless you're
Juliana Pena.
Yeah. She
true.
That was unreal. That was really cool to watch.
So
you could feel those fights like that. You can feel almost. You know?
Yeah. Well, the funny thing about that was everyone was sleeping on that fight. I feel like there was a lot.
Yeah.
At least from a casual perspective.
Yeah.
Those are the ones I feel funny about.
Yeah, exactly. It was the same thing with Jan Blachowicz. I could tell you he was going to win the Reyes fight and then he was going to win the belt. I told a friend of mine who may have a slight gambling problem to bet the house on it. I was like, just trust me, he's going to win.
Wait, did he?
Yeah. He wants some money.
And,
okay.
And gambling problem. Do not put $200,000 on the Chiefs when they're up 21.
Yeah, this is not.
Travis, did you hear about this?
Who did that?
Some dude today. It was. I saw it on the headline. I didn't get to read it, but somebody when the Chiefs were winning like 21-3, he put $200,000 on the Chiefs to win.
Oh,
his profit would have been $10,000. It's not even worth a bet at that point.
Yeah, he was getting greedy.
And then he lost $200,000.
That's your friend?
No,
not the same friend. Not the same friend.
But if you did put anybody who put $1,000 on the Bengals to win the AFC, they pocketed a cool $63,000.
That's at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, at the beginning of the season, if you bet on them to win the AFC, they pocketed about $63K, which that was a crazy game too. Can we talk about that?
So
I know we talked.
Yeah, the Bengals going.
Yeah, I didn't get to watch it sadly.
I didn't either.
Well, I heard the score and I was like.
I watched some of it. I watched the end. It was
overtime.
Pretty wild. They just their defense was just present. Like, you know, like they just have, and Mahomes was running wild, man. They were like they had the ball. It's third down, I think. And he just got dropped for like 17.
Wow.
Well,
and then Butker came on and made the kick.
And again, it was weird because like last week we talked about overtime. Josh Allen didn't touch the football, and the Chiefs won. But this game, the Chiefs go out, win the toss. You feel like it's the same thing, but the opposite thing happens. Mahomes throws a pick, and then the Bengals win. So
it kind of validates the rule.
It kind of does. So I was thinking before, I think it was in our last podcast. I think we got it off before
we did. We had
died. We talked about overtime a lot, and like, everyone's crying out about the rules and blah blah blah. But now, if there ever was going to be a rule change, it would be this year because of the Chiefs game with Josh Allen. But now, I don't think there's going to be any change at all.
So what? The game just kind of fixes itself.
Yeah, I think so.
It's weird. It's weird.
It's real weird. The other game's going on right now. Hold on, let me see who's winning.
Mm-hmm.
It was in the.
Also, I reluctantly would like to give a shout out to Joe Burrow. I mean, he is
reluctantly.
Yeah, reluctantly.
It takes a lot. It takes a lot from a guy like you. Man.
Yeah, I know. Because I don't like him, but
any kind of shout out.
Yeah, but I'm like,
forgive him.
But that's impressive. Like he is impressive. As going from an ACL injury last year out for however many games, and
was it an ACL or was it a hip injury last year? Was it ACL?
ACL.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there's some guys that come out of college and you know they're going to do good in the pro. Yeah. I mean, you feel like they are, and then some.
And he took it's not like it was a good team coming in. I mean, they weren't bad. They're not like the Browns, but he elevated that program. He really elevated their status as a team.
He just seemed like he was can't miss.
Yeah.
coming out. Like, he's just like, you can't miss. There's just something about it's like, and Brady goes out and he takes it on. That'd be a perfect torch passing moment.
And when you get a wide receiver like Jamar Chase to hit as well coming into his rookie season, it makes life a whole lot easier probably too. Also,
if the 49ers win, it's gonna be the Go-to Bowl.
Yeah, it's gonna be very interesting. See, the problem is I don't think I want the 49ers to win. I think I want Matthew Stafford to go out and win him a Super Bowl.
I agree.
I agree. See, I feel that. Like I feel like it takes a lot. That takes a lot from both of us. Like I mean, we're really going out on a limb here.
Well, the thing is, Matthew Stafford, like, if you look at his record at the Lions, like, I mean, he got screwed. He won like 70 games, lost 90. 0-3 in the postseason, but then the first season with a new team, he goes out and wins the Super Bowl. I think that's a cool story. And Aaron Donald, I like Aaron Donald as well.
It's a great story.
So that'll be.
What do you feel about Odell Beckham
though?
I feel like he's had his time in the sun.
Yeah, I agree.
They might have his time at Disney World if they win.
Yeah, they could.
So,
you guys,
I feel like his life is Disney World.
A few people watching. Anybody watching? Go ahead and. You can comment in the chat. You can click that share button and send it out to people on a tweet or a text or anything like that. And also hit that subscription button, notifications to know when we go live.
Yeah, it was
the 49ers are currently up by 3.
What's the score?
What's the quarter?
Fourth quarter, 17-14.
Oh, wow.
So,
the last 2 weeks have been it's all been close games.
17-14. San Francisco is winning,
that's like how the other game was. That's just how the other game was. I believe.
And they've got the football.
How much time's left?
Yeah, that's wild.
10 minutes and 38 seconds. I really want Matthew Stafford to win this ball game.
For you, so I was gonna moving on from the Tom Brady stuff. I was gonna bring up, since is probably, everybody's going to say he's the greatest player in college, greatest player in football. I was going to say, what are your top 5 players in football, NFL?
In the NFL?
Yeah, ever.
Like
all time.
Ever?
Ooh.
Ever, all time, because I've been asked that question before. And
See, the problem with this is I don't know enough about NFL.
Harder.
I don't ever watch the
NFL. You're just naming 5 players, the 5 players you know?
Yeah, I can just name Alabama players.
You can say
the NFL.
Tom Brady, Joe Burrow,
Sean Alexander. I just know Alabama guys who went to the NFL. Mac Jones.
Yeah, they got a pretty good roster, dude. I'm sure you probably get away with that
one. Okay, so I do historically.
Quarterback be tough.
Yeah, quarterback. Mac Jones. Hopefully,
you got Bart Starr. I'm tripping.
And Bart Starr, yeah.
I'm tripping.
I think.
Gump guy.
I mean,
I'm gonna pull it up somewhere, and then we'll see what the consensus is. But if you're watching too, go ahead and throw it out there. But see, what are the top 5 play? I mean, I'll say right off the top, Tom Brady is number 1.
Tom Brady's number 1. Jerry Rice is probably number 2.
Yeah. Ooh, that's tough.
See,
are we trying to go like just greatest of all time, regardless of position, or are we going?
See, that's the hard part, because I feel like you could just name 5 quarterbacks if you want.
Lawrence Taylor, dog.
Lawrence Taylor, good shout. See, but also, like, I think of a guy like Derrick Henry. He's running for 2,000 yards in college football, in college, high school, and the NFL.
I think we're just going NFL here, just NFL.
Well,
no, but his longevity has been the most impressive thing to me. Like, his ability to keep it up is
especially with his play style.
Yeah. And as someone who's not a quarterback. So I'm going to give a shot to Derrick Henry. So that's 4.
I think there's some. We hardly get into it. Walter Payton.
Walter Payton's up there.
Walter Payton's cold. What about Jim Brown? Jim Thorpe.
That's good. Good. I'm saying that's nice.
Is that up on the list?
I clicked up.
My list is popping.
This is Travis's list. No, I'll read. I'll read it off in a second. I'll read it off in a second. This is just the Google list. It came up
like
after
the top 5 players of all time.
Yeah.
Can we try and guess?
Yeah. Let's just throw out some names and see if they're on the list.
All right. So is Tom Brady number 1?
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady's number 1.
Okay.
Travis has already said.
Lawrence Taylor's number 2. Lawrence Taylor's number 2.
Is he?
Yes, he is.
Oh, dang! Good job.
That's consensus 1 and 2.
Yeah. Is Jerry Rice top 5?
No.
Really? Okay.
Ooh.
Jerry Rice is number 6.
Dang, I was close. All right.
Oh, that's cold. Is there a receiver in the top 5?
Is there a receiver in the top 5?
Yes.
Oh, do you not know if he's okay? All right.
Oh, they don't have the position that good right there.
All right. So I think we're gonna have to throw out more quarterbacks.
Travis said one a while ago.
Jim Brown.
Yeah,
Jim Brown.
He's number 5.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's number 5.
And there's one that I would have said he's number 4.
Brett Favre.
Nope.
Aaron Rodgers.
Nope.
Mm.
Y'all are like said.
Peyton.
I'm
You
like
going older?
I'm like old. So, I mean, I'm old, so I'll name this.
Let's go with Unitas.
Ooh, that's
I'm not that old.
Joe Namath.
Hey, Sonny boy.
Back in the days when they played football
John
without helmets on.
Heisman. We got John Heisman.
There was no.
At
They
Yale.
didn't have helmets back then.
Oh man, I don't know. What do we got? 3 so far?
Yes, you got 3.
got
Tom
3.
Brady 1, Lawrence Taylor 2, Jim Brown number 5, and you got
safety. Let's see. Maybe is it? Defense.
one of them is a defensive end, and the other one's a quarterback. That should give it away immediately.
Oh.
Bart Starr.
Is it Joe Namath?
No, this is who I would have said.
Montana.
That's it.
Joe Montana.
Yeah, that would have been my
good. Nice shot.
That would have been my second pick.
And then you have a defensive end.
I
don't
know if y'all
know.
will get it.
Or
Who's that guy we
maybe
talked
it's
about the
a,
other
maybe
day?
it's a defensive tackle, like athletic, like super athletic.
Dude,
like
I'm so
defensive
bad
tackle.
at like NFL history. I
No,
don't
he's
know
like-
nothing.
How
He was like-
old is he?
He was like the
I would say like Aaron Donald.
85 to 2000.
You know who it is?
85 to
85.
Oh,
And
yeah,
he's a
I'm
dude-
way
and have-
off. 85
from
to
the Packers.
2000?
Big dude from the Packers.
for
He
Eagles.
died.
Oh, he played for the Eagles. Never mind.
Ooh, yes. Oh, yeah. Oh,
You say he died?
God, I can't think of the name. I don't know. I feel like this dude. The dude
He
from the
did?
Packers. I don't know if that dude
I don't think
got
so.
traded to the Packers later, but it was a big defensive lineman they had. He was like, he's definitely probably top 10.
In 85
he
to
passed away.
2000.
But I know exactly what you're talking about, and I cannot name him.
Huh.
I cannot name
Give him
so
the
it don't
first
count.
letter of his
R.
Yeah.
R.
It's I will not get it. I know. Oh yeah, that's gonna get me.
Reggie Bush.
Reggie White.
White.
Reggie Bush.
I got
Reggie
I
White.
got the first name. I got the
Good
first name
job,
right.
dude. Good job. You crushed that.
Well, you
one.
got Jim
found that
Brown.
That was a total guess, by the
I'm
way.
gonna run down.
one. You found that one.
Jim
I
Brown.
found Reggie though. I knew it was Reggie.
Well, see. Okay, I'm gonna read down the
Alright.
rest. A couple of these other. Jerry Rice was 6. Then
Alright.
Dick Butkus,
Okay, that's fair.
Walter
Yeah.
Payton,
Okay, yep.
Peyton Manning.
Mhm.
See, I figured Manning might be a little higher than that.
I think
Manning.
Manning.
Less-
Yeah.
He's a
No, I
good.
think that's tough.
Aaron
Yeah.
Rodgers next.
See, I
I
like
think-
Aaron
I think
Rodgers better
Rodgers-
than Peyton Manning.
Yeah, I
though.
agree. I think Rodgers is better
Wait,
than
what?
Manning.
Aaron Donald.
When?
Then here's another one. Joe Green.
Mean Joe Green.
I was excited. Y'all know his
Mean
nickname.
Joe Green.
Mean Joe
Pittsburgh Steelers?
Green. Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh
See,
Steelers. Like that. That was the
A
Pittsburgh.
lot of them are probably from the
the
Steelers.
Pittsburgh
That was-
Steelers back in the day,
Yeah.
back in the
Especially
That's the toughest
defensively.
like in the late 70s, 80s, and they played. I
Yeah.
mean, even in August they were playing in the snow. I mean, it was snowed
tough.
every time, and they went out there with short sleeves
And
and
killed people.
So that was just a different like
The
type of human. Though.
Yeah.
Like they were
the
like,
pre
those
the
guys versus
pre-global
NFL
warming
now. It's so different.
Steelers.
It's snowing. We can't. Barry Sanders, Johnny Unitas.
I'm
There it
surprised,
is.
I'm surprised we didn't say Barry Sanders. I'm not gonna lie.
I think someone did.
I'm
Yeah,
trying
we're
to-
tripping.
Do y'all think any of the almost Brett Favre, Deion
Where's
Sanders, Ronnie Lott?
your local? I mean, your what do you call it? Your hometown boy. T.O.
Oh, Terrell Owens.
T.O. is
Where's
up
he at?
there.
Terrell.
T.O. is
He's
number
gotta be top
2
20.
receiver ever.
Oh, Terrell is
Top 20?
He might be
Dude,
25.
he's like the second best
25.
receiver ever, dude.
Yeah.
He's right behind Mel Blunt.
I get it. I
This-
get it.
This
Is
actually
Gale Sayers
brings
in?
up something interesting when we talk about NFL history. I had something written down about this. I didn't know this was a thing though. So if we're talking about good quarterbacks, y'all probably I didn't really care about the NFL draft, especially in 2005. I think I was like 7 years old, or 2004, I think it was. But I was sat down and it was on Facebook. You know when you start scrolling on Facebook and you just find like video after video that you just want to keep watching, and that's the problem. I was sitting there and I came across the video of the 2004 draft. So Ben Roethlisberger and I think it was Eli Manning both went in the NFL draft in 2004. But, and you would probably never get this nowadays, you'd probably be like scolded from your program. Apparently, who was it that got the first pick? I think it was the San Diego Chargers who got the first pick, maybe.
What year was this?
2004.
Oh, does that have something to do with Drew Brees too?
No. So it was Roethlisberger
That whole situation.
It was It was Roethlisberger and Phillip Rivers and Eli Manning were the three quarterbacks of that draft class. But
yeah, Eli Manning went first.
Eli Manning went first to San Diego. But he didn't want to go to San Diego. Like, you could see, like, whenever he did, like, his whole, like, family thing, that they didn't want to go to San Diego.
Right.
But
it's a story.
It's a story. Yeah. So then the Giants picked up, I think they picked up Phillip Rivers. And they wanted to trade him to the, because Eli was the out-and-out, like, probably number one quarterback coming out of that draft class. Ben Roethlisberger was number two.
Yeah.
So the Giants were expected to pick up Roethlisberger at like what pick were they, like 4 or something like that?
11. Oh no, wait, no, who?
The Giants.
4.
Yeah, so they were 4.
Giants, yeah.
So they wanted to pick up Roethlisberger probably, but they wanted Manning. So they made like a handshake like deal agreement thing between the Giants and the Chargers that or something like that, where they were going to get Rivers and then trade him immediately to the Chargers on draft day. Like, it came out like on a draft day thing where they got Eli Manning and the Chargers got Phillip Rivers, even though Phillip Rivers was like, he probably shouldn't have gone top 20. That was just an interesting thing I don't think would ever happen nowadays. Like, it was just a very weird story to watch.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, it was. It would be looked at weird because you always hear about those trades that happen. They're weird anyway. They don't really go into too much detail about them, but it's like that seems like a buddy move. Very
much so, and it was just a weird thing. That'd be like,
and it was the Mannings.
Yeah, it was the Mannings. Yeah,
right?
For sure.
They're on top.
Archie got on the phone and said, "Hey, we gotta work this out. This ain't gonna happen."
That being said,
just don't work for me.
I obviously knew Ben had been at Pitt his whole career, but that's just 2004. He's been there since 2004.
And he just now retired.
18
years.
And that's, I don't know. I like stuff like that. I really like.
That's how long Bradley's been alive.
Yeah, so that's how. Yeah, our little brother. That's how long he's been alive. That's such a weird thought, because especially nowadays when team loyalty, just in general, like that's why I find the whole recruiting thing so strange. Especially like the whole with Arch Manning coming up, everyone's trying to recruit the kid, and obviously it's his career choice, and he's trying to get the best like career he could possibly go to. But I could not imagine, as an Alabama fan, going to like another potentially rival school to play for. Obviously, I'm not that caliber or anything like that. But that would just be, I don't know. I've always found that a bit strange. Like, in my own head, I could never imagine playing for, like, LSU or definitely not Auburn. Sorry, Travis. But, like.
I get it.
But, I don't know. That would just be such a strange thing. Like, especially as a kid like that. It's like he grew up as a fan of. Where did his dad play? Tennessee, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, being a fan of Tennessee. I'm sure he was a Tennessee fan growing up. I could not imagine going to Auburn.
No, his dad didn't play.
No, it was his brother.
His dad they said his dad was the best one. They said his dad is the best athlete.
Oh, who's his dad? Which one?
His dad is Cooper.
Oh, never mind. Sorry, yeah, totally mistaken.
But yeah, he's an athlete though. He had like a neck injury or something that he couldn't play after a while. He was the wide receiver.
I didn't even know that.
That was Peyton's wide receiver.
Yeah. Also, I find it really funny.
He could run.
Wow. I find it really strange that Arch plays basketball now too.
What? They all went down to go watch him.
Kirby Smart, Nick Saban. I think Lane Kiffin did too.
Yeah, it doesn't
He's been hooping though. He's been playing basketball.
He can play.
That's so strange.
They can all play.
Yeah, I just pulled that up and was watching that.
If like you're that good of a quarterback, you're predicted
against each other.
Number one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There would be nothing else in the world I would do other than perfect my craft.
Well, and stay safe.
Yeah,
that's just like
and stay safe, because that's my thing. Basketball ACL injuries all the time.
Yeah.
Is that not kind of like the sitting out thing? Like, is that not similar to that?
It is. My whole thing
is
I think a little bit, but I think that's not what you're going to end up doing. Like the guy, I think the difference in that and opting out is like that's what you're going to the NFL. You're opting out to go to the NFL for football. Like if he played,
no, I get it.
Like I don't know, does that make sense? Because he plays football.
Yeah,
very good quarterback.
but if it was any other, if we're going to talk about him being a normal kid, and if it was any other normal kid, and they didn't do that, they'd be like, "What the hell?"
And that's where I'm totally okay with it. It's because like he is a high schooler. My little brother plays football and basketball. They're trying to get him to play soccer. Like that's just what you do as a kid. But there's always that worry, like because I saw it the other day. I think NIL said he's already worth over $1 million pretty easily.
Sure, yeah, easily. Just from a name, not even like a talent standpoint.
Like that. I don't know. It's insane to me. So if I was in that kid's shoes, it would be. That's a pretty intense position to be in,
but
especially
he's like
17.
You got to also he's with his homeboys. He's just like playing, like having fun. Like he ain't got to go home and deal with looking at his phone and looking at the news and
worrying about like all that. Yeah, crap, exactly.
Yeah, which I think is the best way to handle it, probably.
I definitely wouldn't not if the kid didn't if he felt like it was a chance for him to get hurt. If it was my kid, I'd definitely be like, "Did you not play?" And that's fine. Yeah. We're gonna work on this football though. If that's what you're talking about.
Yep. And
did you see if he was GOAT or not? I couldn't tell.
I don't know. No, I looked at him years ago, but he's an interesting athlete. But he's an interesting athlete. He can play.
Yep.
I know.
One question I had after watching that thing, I try to think in my head, what quarterback nowadays would like blatantly say, "I don't want to play for your organization"? Like coming out of like this draft class.
Just quarterback?
Yeah, or anybody.
Antonio Brown.
No, I'm talking about draft.
Coming out of this one now?
This draft. Or last year's.
That's interesting.
Like what quarterback? That's interesting. Like that's fixing to come up.
Yeah, saying like, "Oh, I should have gone to a better team. Your team is below me," kind of thing. That's what the man. That's what.
I don't know.
Because you probably have to think.
Are we talking about coming into college or going out of college?
No, I'm talking about going to the NFL.
Yeah, so like going to the draft.
Yeah. I guess going out of college.
Like who would be just blatantly against going?
He's done it before. He's not. John.
Oh, he's not the only one. Yeah.
Elway did.
Yeah, he did.
The Colts.
The first person
playing in Baltimore.
The first person that comes to mind is Bo Nix. Just because I don't think he would all play for certain people.
I think I don't think
he's not good enough to play.
No, so I think he'd just happy. I think he'd just be happy to go.
What about?
Yeah, at this point, I mean, he'd be happy to get to the
draft. Go like the third round.
Welcome to the CFL.
What? Third round of what? Third round of what?
The CFL.
The CFL, yeah, the Canadian Football League.
Do they draft? Or what do they? Or do they just?
They go to the NFL draft, and the guys who don't get drafted, they just like they stand in the parking lot.
There's like a bus. There's like a bus that goes to Canada.
CFL bus.
If you want to play football, just get on this bus and
come with us.
Come with us.
It's weird, dude. It's weird.
Very strange sport.
There's a couple dudes that are in there though.
There are some decent players.
They come back for a little bit.
Yeah.
The quarterbacks don't really turn out. Was it Kurt Warner? Did he see it or was he?
And Johnny Manziel.
Manziel, that's what I was trying to think.
Yeah, he did play.
Would Manziel be one that says,
"Yeah, he would"?
I'm not worthy of. I was trying to think of it. I'm not worthy of your team.
Or no, you're not worthy.
You're not worthy of me.
Yeah.
Therefore, I will go to Canada.
I think Zal played there.
Who?
Zal? Yeah, I think so.
I think Andrew Zal played in Canada. Y'all don't remember that name. I pulled a name out on y'all.
He's Alabama.
Oh, dude, I just pulled a name on y'all?
Yeah, I don't know who that was. Sorry, I'm wearing the double Alabama gear, and I didn't get that.
That's called young guy.
Yeah. What year did you
play? You were probably
young guy.
He was probably there when you were born. Like he was probably there, and he was like halfway wasn't a starter. Like they were pulling. He was playing in and out. Like he was like him and Tyler Watts, right? They were there together.
There's Tyler Watts, Andrew Zach.
Because
they would change him out.
It was the dark days of it. It was the Mike Shula days.
I
remember Mike Shula
swapping coaches.
Well, here's a funny thing I totally forgot about. For Alabama, before Jalen Hurts played, do you remember that guy that they had starting over Jalen?
Yeah, he was supposed to be some like.
Yeah, he was supposed to be some
golden
baller.
Boy. Yeah.
And like what year was that? 2000.
No, Blake Barnett.
Blake Barnett. No. It might have been Blake Barnett.
Yeah,
he was. He was supposed to be some kind of baller though. He's like some white guy, right?
It was Blake. He went to South Florida. He went to like all these schools and like jumped around.
I think so. I swear. And
he's talented.
You had a guy, Jake
Jake Coker was good though.
Jake Coker,
He
but
was
they
good, though, but
he won a national championship.
He won an natty.
but they had to change everything for him.
Yeah,
like they had to rework.
He was not a great quarterback, but he
reworked the system.
Yeah.
For him.
See, the sad thing was, I feel like Blake Sims came after him. I'd have much rather seen Blake Sims win a natty. But it was after the Blake Sims year. I think it might have been Blake Barnett, but it was some kid who was supposed to be a baller, and then he was terrible in our opening game against like USC, or we played somebody that was like mid-tier, and then he played awful. Then Jalen Hurts got like put in second quarter, and that was
Blake
it.
Barnett.
Yeah, and that was it after that.
Yeah.
I forgot about that story entirely.
He was like from California.
Yeah, he might have been Mater.
He apparently quit the program and went to a junior college after he lost the job to Jalen.
And then he went to
after
South
he lost
Florida,
the job
right?
to Jalen. What was that?
He went to South Florida or something. He ended there.
Yeah, probably.
It said so he went to JUCO, then Arizona State, and then he played back up the University of South Florida. Yep.
Yep.
Weird.
He wasn't good nowhere.
No,
He wasn't good nowhere.
Apparently not.
Except in high
wasn't
school.
good.
That's what the transfer portal
Yeah,
for.
exactly. It was like one of them fails that Nick Saban doesn't have often.
Very weird.
So do we think that's going to happen to
Quick
DJ,
hit.
the guy from Clemson?
Ooh, I don't
What do y'all
know.
think?
I don't think so.
No, he played a whole year.
I think he'll
He's
get.
more got that Bo Nix thing going on.
Yeah, I
Think so?
I think he'll be better next year.
Man.
Better hope so
But
if you're a
see,
Clemson
whenever he
fan.
played against Notre Dame, he put up better numbers than Trevor Lawrence did when they played Notre Dame. Trevor Lawrence won, but they still put up better numbers.
So what about Auburn basketball?
Ooh,
Yeah, we can talk about that.
No, let's just talk about dominance. It's just different.
Yeah, I'm not. I
We
saw,
just take down the Blue Bloods.
Yeah, I saw.
How many games? How many
First
games
half
have
of that
Auburn
game.
lost?
They've lost one game.
That's what I thought. One.
Who they lose to?
We lost to UConn in double overtime.
That's right.
So is Auburn ranked
That's
2?
crazy.
no, they're one.
One
They're
now?
one now.
They
yeah.
were ranked 2 until this past week.
And guess who they play on Tuesday?
Alabama.
Yeah.
Again.
Yep.
That's where's that at? Where's that at?
It's probably at Auburn.
I think it's at Alabama.
Yeah, that's it.
Huh? That's where we played it. We played at Coleman, I think, last time.
Yeah,
I think
Yeah.
I think we played there. Yeah, that's gonna be trouble.
That's going to be.
It's gonna be an interesting game.
Yeah.
Well, Alabama had
Y'all
the
didn't
better
beat
one
Baylor,
last
though.
night.
I was like, we beat Baylor.
But they also lost to Georgia.
We're the most bipolar
Yeah,
basketball
that's
team
a
of all time.
Hey, Georgia was the
Y'all-
worst in
y'all
our
lost to Missouri,
conference.
too.
Yeah,
And
dude.
we
We're the
lost.
most bipolar
We almost
basketball team
did.
of all time. This thing will not stay straight.
We almost lost to Missouri the day when we come number one, we almost fumbled it. Immediately.
Yeah, I saw
that
that.
was
I saw
crazy.
that.
I was like, damn.
But they pulled it out.
They
I guess
tried to
solid
light
basketball.
us
That,
Well, in basketball, it's it's not you can have the conversation, but number 1, number 2, number 3. I mean, it's nice, but you're just trying to get to the tournament. It's like football. It's a big deal.
Right.
When we talk about
See?
football, that's the difference because Auburn's number 1. They probably should be number 1 for sure, but. Okay, they'll get in the tournament. Then you got to do well in the tournament. So it's
and this
Yeah,
proves
the
the
season.
point.
The season counts some, but not as much as when you get to that tournament.
But this proves the point
Right.
that the regular season doesn't really mean anything if you have a big playoff system, which
Yeah.
is why the 16-team college football playoffs is awful.
Yeah.
But we've talked about this before.
Yeah, we have.
We
have, but I
can't-
just
we can't
wanted
go
to
back
point
now.
that. I
You
just
say
wanted to
6
point
or
that out
16?
16.
in
No,
football.
that's the
Well, they're
problem.
trying to go to
6 is the problem.
12.
Yeah, 16.
But
It's not
you
gonna
know,
do it. Are they
but
really trying to do that?
I also think basketball, it's such like a hectic schedule.
Yeah.
It's so hard to like if you're number 1 in football, you have to be number 1 through how many games? How many games you play in a regular
12.
season? Like 12-ish,
12 to 14.
maybe 13, or 11, one or the other. For basketball, I mean they're scheduled. They play twice a week sometimes, so it's
maybe
like
3
you can
times a
have
week,
maybe
yeah.
3 times a week. So you have one bad day as number 1, and you go out there and lose. It's not.
not the end of the world.
Yeah, and I don't think it should be either, obviously, because it's hard to remain consistent over that amount of time.
Well, and if you play football and basketball, if one basketball team plays like a similarly-ish, maybe like a lower-ranked basketball team, they probably win it like 6 out of 4, 7 out of 3 times. But if you play it in football, you win it like 9 out of 10 times.
Yeah, and that's why the NBA probably does series. Those dudes are so good and so even.
It's just like
That
you either have your
gotta
day or
run
you
it back.
don't.
Right.
I
We gotta just like take it to the max. See who's like the best of the best. That's interesting. Yeah, I don't know.
So
one game is either all or nothing all the way.
Yeah. That's why fighting, I think, is so interesting. Like, you could have a new guy coming up, hadn't really had a whole lot of fights, like Matt Serra versus GSP, kind of the whole throwback. But I mean, biggest upset in
of all
MMA
time.
history.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's interesting.
Is it?
I think so.
I think so.
I think so.
I would say so.
That's a good call. Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, he was come off the Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah, exactly. He just came out of the Ultimate Fighter.
The one, it wasn't the regular one. It was like the one where they were going to kick him out, and if you won, you got your contract back.
Yeah.
And then he went out there and beat.
Oh, you got to fight for the title.
Yeah, and then he went out there and beat probably the best
of all time,
welterweight of all time.
That was something I saw.
And then went out there and lost immediately after.
Yeah, that was bad.
He got a whole career out of it. So
yeah, true. He did. He did. That's what he built his career on. I saw something funny that said, "We just need for the the AFC? I guess I don't even know what divisions are, but we just need Bills and Chiefs 5-game series. See who wins. That would be awesome. If you tie in a football game, you replay it again the next week.
That would be nice.
That would be crazy. Fun. Instead of doing overtime, that would be crazy.
Play the whole game again.
Yeah, that's all you got to play to win instead of play to tie.
Well, because then you have to.
So the season's gonna end in. Then it's baseball.
Yeah, then it's baseball. But you have to change your whole play.
With your head.
Like,
I think
can you imagine watching high-level teams like that go against each other week after week? How different they play.
Just kick field goals and keep backing up until you miss.
Oh, that's a good idea. That's like a penalty kick.
That is a good. That's actually a really good idea.
Everybody could just leave the field, leave the kickers out there.
I came up with a new idea of. I remember we were talking about overtime, seeing how you sort out overtime.
But it has to be a drop kick.
It has to be a drop kick. I think. What if you had your just team switch roles? If defense played offense and offense played defense.
Could you imagine Mahomes out there like
free
safety?
I know, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like that.
That would be awesome.
Dude.
Like the XFL is
that's
what the fans call them. Fans.
The fan. What do they call that? The fan.
It's like fan control.
Fan control football or something like that. Yeah.
Well, like you sit home on your Xbox and everybody picks a play real quick and it.
That's literally what it was. It was crazy. It was weird. We had talked about that a long time ago.
That was my. Yeah, the alternate football league.
The AFL.
Or what was the WWE? Was the WWE? Was that the XFL as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so, I think the Rock bought it.
Who did?
The Rock bought the XFL.
Did he really?
The Rock did?
Like recently, yeah. Like they're gonna bring it back again for a third time.
Very interesting. That's not gonna
Birmingham. I think Birmingham. I saw something in the Birmingham.
Yeah,
Birmingham.
They have like a semi-pro.
They have a semi-pro team. It's not the Irons. The Irons are the soccer team.
It used to be the Stallions.
They had the AAF team, remember?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think of. What was that team's name?
The Birmingham. Was it not?
It might have been the Irons. I think the Irons are the soccer team as well.
They weren't bad, right?
No, they weren't bad.
They had Trent Richardson.
Yeah, they did. They really did. That's crazy. So that was interesting.
Well, they got a new stadium now, so Legion Field's kind of.
Really
yeah, Legion
Field's kind of sketchy.
Little outdated.
Wait, is that where they're at?
No, I think they're all at the new. Everything's been played at the new stadium.
The UAB stadium.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
grass is gonna be growing up in the bleachers at Legion Field in like 2.
Yeah, it probably is.
Start shooting. Some of those
like B-grade horror movies.
Yeah,
out there
they're walking it. Yeah. Be great.
Yeah, you can make another.
Speaking of horror movies, we'll have the guest on soon.
What guest?
The worst movie ever.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of horror movies, what about we went from our title is there's the ladybug. The title is Tom Brady GOAT, Neil Young not GOAT.
Yeah,
so
that's crazy.
Neil Young goes up against Joe Rogan. And
he got sunned. He got sunned.
Yeah, he did.
The GOAT of the podcasting world.
I mean, I think in general there are a few people you don't try and beat in a popularity contest. But Joe Rogan is up there.
Yeah.
He's just out of touch. He's just out of touch, dude.
Yeah, Neil Young. You talking
about?
It's like when Howard Stern used to talk about Rogan. He just didn't understand how big it was.
No, the Joe Rogan like movement. I don't even know if you call it movement, but like. Everyone, the symbol that you've made it in life is that you've been on Joe Rogan's podcast. Like that's the I made it in life kind of thing.
But the other thing is who's a another tier podcast person below Joe Rogan.
True Jordy's pretty big.
It would still be the same. I mean,
call.
Neil Young still has no standing.
He has
I'm
no,
like, he's going to have to go down like to the 7th. It would probably be like
it's Neil Young and his 12.
it'd probably get down to us, and we still might win.
Yeah,
I mean
hey, Neil Young. When was the last time Neil Young made a song?
I genuinely can tell you I've never listened to a Neil Young song. The only reason I really know the name is because of Skynyrd. That's how 90% of people know who Neil Young is because the Skynyrd.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
When they wrote Sweet Home Alabama.
And he's like, and I was just pulling it up on Twitter to see trending, and some of it was like, Neil Young is right, Rogan must go, all this other stuff. So, but that's Twitter. That's Twitter.
I think Neil Young about to drop a new album on y'all.
Yeah, he's
gonna put out a diss track on Joe Rogan.
Apple.
He's pulling a Kanye West.
Apple, there was something popped up. It said Apple, and it had a picture of Neil Young. It says Neil Young is here.
Apple are gonna jump all over this.
Like it was like
exactly.
You want your Neil Young fix? We have him here.
Because Apple, all those people who buy Apple products are Neil Young. That's the Neil Young fans. I mean, Neil Young fans, they're still driving around with 8 tracks. I mean.
Man.
Try to sell an album or something. They don't even know They don't even know what the
internet is.
You don't know what Spotify is.
They don't know what Spotify is. They didn't even know it was on Spotify.
We are in trouble. They are pushing Neil Young on us. We're in trouble.
Dude, it's
well, and the funny thing about it is, I think it's more of what Joe Rogan symbolizes now, obviously, as just opposed to Joe Rogan. Like he's now like not unwillingly. I'm trying to think of the right word. Like he didn't ask for it. But he's now the voice of like free speech on this topic.
Kind of.
Like,
I don't disagree with that.
Because again, if you are into anything, you could be into anything. You could sit down and listen to a Joe Rogan podcast, and he'll probably have one you'll really like.
Yeah, that's true. I went down the Joe Rogan conspiracy theorist like pothole or loophole the other day.
Eddie Bravo.
Dude, well, no, not like the JFK assassinations, the moon landing, all that kind of stuff. But my thing about the Rogan,
oh my God!
Like, if you're Neil Young, okay, well, 2 things. First of all, genius move because nobody knows who you are, and you are now probably known by some people. So congratulations.
Well, it probably didn't hurt him anyway.
He's gonna drop an album, bro.
He's got like 6.1 million monthly listeners on Spotify. Joe Rogan gets like 11 million.
He has an average of 11 million
per episode.
Yeah.
So
not even monthly.
So, but here's the thing: if you're Neil Young, you know you're not going to beat those numbers. Why not make like beef, even if it's fake? Like, why not do that? And then that other lady, nobody knows who she is. Yeah. She jumped on the bandwagon trying to get her name out there. I guarantee you, there's more people listening to Neil Young today than there probably have been collectively in the past 50 years. So
well, they didn't ride the whole song out. Let's not trip.
That's the thing. They pressed play on it and they clicked it off. But the second thing is,
I like a couple of them.
If that's not Neil Young's plan, how stupid is that? You're gonna attack the guy that Spotify just signed for $100 million.
I agree with Travis. I think he's just out of touch.
He's got to be.
He's just out of touch.
Well,
he might work the deal though.
He was sitting there one day and he got a phone and he look at this internet thing and got on there and like, I don't like what this Joe Rogan guy
I'll
says.
bet you right now.
Therefore, I'm going to do something about it because I think I'm somebody.
All these people that are upset about it don't really know what they're upset about. They were told Joe Rogan is the bad guy, Neil Young is the good guy. Go support Neil Young.
What would he say about that? Yeah,
what would Joe say about that?
I don't know. Yeah, unless I think Rogan may have like made jokes about Neil Young on there before, dude. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I don't know it was probably like when Shab was on there. Like I feel like that happened.
I wouldn't
somebody
doubt
gonna go dig and dig. I shouldn't even say it. Somebody gonna go dig and find it, pull it up. They gonna make him look bad.
I mean, plus
you know how they work it, but it's like, what are they coming at this? Where are they could CNN couldn't get him.
Yeah, well, I think it was just because the whole like misinformation, COVID, whatever, but. Nobody's actually upset about that.
No,
nobody. We're gonna put the dogs on them. We're gonna get Neil Young.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we're breaking out the big guns now.
It's over. It's over with.
Man,
this is the last part of the video game. Like it's over with.
It's like he's like the boss at the end of the video game.
But it could be marketing because sadly we're talking.
That's what I'm saying. It could be a market. I don't know if I can give Neil Young that much credit.
This is the only way you're going to get your name out there.
Of a video game, bro.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like he is so out of touch. Like I mean, you look at him. He is like old.
Keep
like, he
on
is
rocking
old.
in the free world.
That's the only song anybody
like,
knows. But if you're gonna sing a song like that, you can't go then say, "Oh, this guy should be canceled because he said something that I don't like."
Maybe Joe Rogan. He should open that. That should be his opening thing.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
Keep on rocking.
Well, you can't find it on Spotify anymore because now Neil Young's no longer there. I bet you whenever he said
we had
that,
to cut the bottom of the roster.
I wonder if he said it as like a passing like comment, and then was like, "Oh wait, I'm no longer on Spotify." Like Spotify didn't even notify him. Like, all right, yeah, you're gone. We'll see you later.
You know where Neil Young is going? He's going to the CFL. We got him on CFL.
That's it.
That's where he's going.
He's a that. He's going, I wonder what his royalty check from Spotify was.
It was probably not great. I wonder what we looked at it the other day. What 1 million viewers get you? I can't remember what it was. Hold on.
Couple bucks.
Couple bucks. Yeah. I mean, making a song, making an album these days. I mean, unless you're just tens of millions, you're not making any money. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, and you're not making any money off any of those streaming platforms.
YouTube 0.00001 cents per stream or whatever.
Yeah,
I
so
mean,
they get a million.
It's not even worth
it. It's not even that. Yeah.
I mean, what's been the way to make money for artists in the past 2 years? They can't go really to the show.
You can't tour.
Can't you do shows?
Nope.
So they haven't had to do. And people
you do all those online concerts.
They haven't.
That's
why so many of them have done like their own pay. They're not even doing music. They're just doing content.
Yeah,
doing the live, doing the live stream and saying "Give me some money" kind of thing.
Or like they do. I know they had like one virtual concert that I kept getting ads for on YouTube. They did a whole like 3D. I don't know. I don't know what it was about, but they did like a whole.
I wonder who did the first.
I don't know
who did the first live stream when COVID hit.
I don't know.
Joe Rogan.
It was.
It was.
Joe Rogan was like.
I think it was us.
It probably was us. So apparently,
we had everything shut down in March, and we were April of 2020. We were live streaming bands
and
concert, not the guy standing in his living room with a little whatever with his guitar or whatever saying
full on concerts.
Yeah,
and it was kind of fun too. We got to do a whole bunch of new stuff with it, so that was a lot of fun.
So apparently, 1 million streams on Spotify gets you $3,400-ish. So Neil Young got a check cut for, what would that be? Let's do 3.4.
But how messed up is that?
He said he had 11 million downloads over the what year?
No. Neil Young had 6 million Spotify listeners monthly, and apparently that nets you about $20,000. Joe Rogan does an episode every day, doesn't he? Or like 5 a week?
Yeah, I think he does 5 a week.
No, he has them like, I think they're like, I don't think he drops that many, does he, anymore?
Does he
not? I feel like he probably does like 3. I don't know.
We'll say he does 3. And then you multiply that by...
today.
And you multiply that by 11.
I've been waiting to listen to the Jordan Peterson one.
Yeah.
Jordan Peterson, if you're listening, we'd love to have you on the show.
Yeah, for sure, 1,000.
So we're gonna go 3 times.
That was so dope.
We're gonna go 3 times. We'll say 10 million. So we'll say that's like the average Joe Rogan episode listener count, and then we'll multiply that by 4 because that's how many weeks you're in. So it's 3 times. We'll do 3 times 4 times 11 million.
So I think
10 million.
If you can say the answer before he gets it, we'll.
Anybody have a guess?
I wasn't even.
I have no.
Apparently, it says 120 million.
What? You
did not do that.
You did not do that right.
Yeah, hold on.
Also, Joe puts out about 3 to 4 episodes a week, based off of just like the past.
All right,
couple weeks.
So he's got 3 episodes a week, and he has 11 million per week,
give or take. I think
we'll just go with that. So that's 33 million views a month. Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then we multiply that.
Don't ask me to do math.
We multiply that by $3,400.
Everyone out there who hasn't fallen asleep.
It brought up an error message on my calculator. Hold on, I gotta do it again.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know.
Let's just put it this way.
He got a contract.
Yeah, he got $100 million.
Meanwhile, in April, this is what.
And well, the funny thing is, people are talking about how the stock market has dropped.
Hey, you know that guy.
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah, there it is.
Yeah, that's a good. That's crazy. Y'all
that was April.
Y'all
April. Yeah.
That was the first. That was the very first.
This April 2020, we were streaming concerts.
And then y'all did like the concert for like the sorority or something.
Yeah, Velcro Pygmies.
That was on Zoom.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Velcro Pygmies.
That was on a Zoom call, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did a Zoom. We set up for a Zoom call to a sorority, and like had a TV in front, had like 70 different Zoom calls from sorority girls to the Pygmies,
and then we were able to put our camera feeds into that, so we could still switch cameras and do all that other stuff on Zoom.
And the funny thing is, and for all of those listeners out there, or the front of the store, who
haven't fallen asleep yet.
Yeah, the front of the store, we have a women's boutique. So in front of but when the Pygmies came in, and some of the girls that were there, the girls were in front, they're going, the Velcro Pygmies are back there. She was like, and they're like, did you know the Velcro? I'm like, well, yeah, they called me because they wanted to do a show.
If you're from Montgomery, like the
Alabama area,
the green room. You probably know who they are.
Yeah. If anyone else out there
he
isn't
from and they've been around. They've been around for
a while,
long time.
They would Velcro Pygmy would have more pull saying they're going to pull their stuff off Spotify
than Neil Young.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that'd be bad.
Most definitely.
Let me see if the Velcro Pygmies are on Spotify. Hold on.
Probably not. I don't know. The whole thing I think is ridiculous. I think
Neil Young,
it's someone
and everybody's
out of touch
joining on the
who just it's a virtue signaling thing. They want to sound like they're like are they on Spotify?
I found the Velcro Pygmies.
He got some pop for it though, man. He really did a good job. If he was looking to get notoriety, if he was looking for recognition,
that's it.
I think that's what it was.
Well, and the funny thing is, people are talking about how Spotify has lost $2 million on the market, blah blah blah. First of all, the market's kind of in disarray at the moment, anyways. It's been going up and down real bad.
I saw that.
This is not financial advice, by the way, but I don't think. I think in 2 months from now, no one's gonna care.
Nope.
Like no one is gonna care about Neil Young.
2 days.
Yeah.
Unless other people jump on the bandwagon. Like if you got someone, I think the top artist on Spotify right now is The Weeknd. If you got him to come out and go, yeah, take all my music off Spotify or take Joe Rogan off, you might have a little bit of pull. But even he gets 88 or 85 million views a month. That's still
they wouldn't do that.
Rogan still is right there with him.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, but I don't know. Yeah, but it's just it would just hurt the idea of the. I don't know. He's the face of that place. He's the face of it.
I only have Spotify.
But if there's a second face, it's The Weeknd.
Yeah. Well, and see, here's the thing: if The Weeknd did that, you got to look at it like a business move. Like, if you're The Weeknd, you're saying, okay, well, all these guys are downloading Spotify, and I'm the #1 artist on there, so maybe they'll find my music because Joe Rogan's down here and he draws in a different crowd that wouldn't be here otherwise. So you got to look at it like a business
totally
move.
different, like part of the app,
yeah. Because Neil Young and his like 12 followers, they're gone. But
yeah, they're gone.
You're probably pulling in a bigger crowd. Anyways.
I'd be curious
ask them to pay the old iTunes price.
Yeah.
See what they do. They'd be like, no, I don't do that. Just a couple dollars, like $10 to buy it now.
Yeah, because it used to be like, what, $1.29 to buy a song?
Yeah, depending on like how much.
Yeah, they wouldn't even do that.
No. It used to be $9.99 to buy an album.
Yeah.
12 songs. And even though you liked one song on it,
you buy it for 12.
You had to buy the 12. And you were like,
well,
there's a cool song.
Singles, dude.
Yeah.
They used to sell singles CDs.
Yep. Some would be like 49 cents.
Yes, single records.
Do you know? All right, so singles. Do y'all know y'all know the music single story I always tell?
Which one?
Trivia. Once again, trivia. The music trivia.
What's the question?
What is? And it was actually in a. Well, you're going to know it then. I always talk about a single. In a fight a band had about a single. And I talked about this many years ago, and I went to go see a movie, and they actually had the part in the movie.
Yep.
It's on the reverse side of the record.
Yes. Yeah. Do you know Travis? Travis hadn't even seen the movie.
It's kind of unfair for Travis because he's not involved.
But he'll know.
I don't think so.
You know the band.
Well, you have the album right behind you, don't you?
No,
I took it
back. I took it. Yeah, I did.
But it's Queen.
Oh, you took it off.
No, it was behind me.
Oh no, not behind you, Travis. Sorry, no, behind.
I know. I'm just looking at mine. I'm like, who?
It's Albert Einstein's album.
What record is that?
He did not fail.
Relativity. Rocky. Oh, you got albums back there.
So the whole thing about Albert Einstein failing math is not true, by the way.
Yeah. So if you know.
So anyone out there failing math, you're not that smart.
The story about that is Queen, when they were doing A Night at the Opera, which is the Bohemian Rhapsody album, which everybody knows, I guess, with the movie.
That's
now
what the movie was about.
But the story that I heard a long time ago was that there's a song called "I'm in Love with My Car" that the drummer Roger Taylor wrote, and so he wrote this song, and back then they couldn't track the music with the front side and the B side. So the front side of the single had a good song, and the back side had a lesser song, quote unquote. So the front song the B side got as much credit as the front one. So if another writer was on the back side of the B side, they got as much credit or royalty as the front side. And Queen back then, they were writing the songs, and they had their names. So Roger Taylor had his name as writing that song, but he fought to put it on the B side of Bohemian Rhapsody single.
I'm in love with my car.
I'm in love with my car, and he got it, and it was on there. So whether he got the same amount of royalties from the single, I mean, that's what they're.
I mean, they probably all split it evenly, I'd imagine. Maybe.
Well, I don't know. There was a big. I don't know if
they had a pretty big.
Roger, if you're listening, you can let us know.
Yeah, can you come on and explain yourself?
Big Raj.
But it was a story I would always tell that I heard. Then when the movie came out, they get in a fight.
Well, because I remember going into the movie, you said, you said, I wonder if they're going to discuss this.
Oh,
because it was a underlying issue that Queen people knew about.
Didn't the producer of the record, didn't he also say he liked the song better than
in the
Bohemian Rhapsody? Well, I don't think that was an actual true thing, though.
Yeah, I
don't know if it was or not.
It was. I don't think. Yeah. It
was
also Michael Myers.
What about "I'm in love with my car"? That's one kids can bang their heads to. Which that was a reference to
Wayne's World.
Wayne's World. Yeah, with Michael Myers.
Well, that's awesome.
Did you see Wayne's World, Travis?
Yeah, I've seen it.
I mean, when did that come out? That came out like before
y'all's time. It just
time.
doesn't feel old when it comes on for some reason.
No, it doesn't.
It never
it's like
feels
late
old.
90s, right?
Yeah, it's like late
so
90s.
Weird.
But I remember when it came. I remember when it came
Everyone
out.
take a guess.
I'm gonna say like 96.
You said late 90s?
I think so.
It came out right when I was born, 94, 96.
I would say mid 90s. I'd say mid 90s.
So I'm gonna say like 96.
I need a year.
98.
95.
Travis?
I'm gonna go 90. Did someone say 96?
I did, but I retracted 98.
I'll go 94. I'll go 94.
95.
1992.
Wow. Man,
Ooh,
it does not feel that old.
Nope.
But it's like, when that movie came out, all the young people were like, "Have you heard that new song, Bohemian Rhapsody? That is so good."
But it wasn't a new song.
I didn't have it. I had it on a cassette. I didn't have it on the album, but I did go buy the cassette, and the cassette, when you put the cassette in your car, so
do you then fall in love with your car?
No, but you put the cassette in your car. But you could tell a cassette by how much you played it, because the writing on it would get wore off. So you would have writing on a cassette, and then you could see somebody's cassettes and they play that one a lot, because putting it in and out of the little slot,
it wears it.
Yeah,
down.
it would wear it out. Have y'all ever seen the meme of the pencil in the cassette? Y'all even know what that means?
You have to rewind the tape.
That was y'all's version of the recently played playlist, right?
Exactly.
Now the cassette, if the cassette would start getting messed up,
you have to tighten it back down with the pencil.
Well, you would pull it out of the cassette player, and the tape would be all down on the tape player, so you would have to pull the tape out of the cassette player, and then you'd have to get a pencil. You get a pencil,
rewind it,
and wind it back up in there, because the tape would play and get messed up down in the doohickey thing.
It would get tangled.
You get tangled up, and then all of a sudden it started doing, and you got to hit it.
Spin it.
Then you pulled it out real carefully, because it would break.
Would the tape pull into the machine when you pulled it out and stuff?
Yeah, and it was typically in your car, so you
can
pull it out. But that's that's when you see the pencil and the cassette
meme
thing. What it means.
That's I've never seen that meme. That's crazy. I haven't seen it
either.
I've seen it
but I know that. I remember that a little bit. I didn't live too much.
I'm gonna bring a rotary phone next time and let y'all try to figure it out.
I had CDs in my first truck. I didn't have a cassette.
Yeah, I didn't have a cassette player. Even CDs now, they're kind of
CDs archaic. It's ancient. I can remember the 3 CDs I had though. Because
remember, dudes used to carry a big book of them.
Yeah, big binder of them.
Yeah. Well, the problem was
it always ruined them too.
Yeah, it did. It ruined them. Well, my truck, I could like load CDs, so I could have like 5 or 6 CDs loaded in at one time.
Right.
Luxury item. I had Queen Night at the Opera. I had Best of Van Halen and like the Best of Leonard Skinner or something.
So did you
like
have
The Best of Neil Young.
Oh, and I had
the
Def
best-
Leppard.
Yeah, you forgot about Neil Young.
Yeah,
and
I
Neil
did.
Young.
Neil Young's greatest hit.
I think
The funny thing about Neil Young CDs, the best thing to do with them is to grab them and throw them like a
Recently
frisbee, because whenever you lose them, it doesn't really matter.
that's a good question though.
Right, you could always
What was like your first, like, not a good experience, but like what was like the moment in music you're like, oh, this is really good. Like I really like this. Because since we're all into music,
That doesn't include Metallica.
no, actually mine does not include Metallica. I remember mine so specifically, but I'm gonna let y'all go first.
I know mine.
I know mine.
Travis, you can go
it's
first.
cool you have your own.
Like what was like the first?
As far as creating it.
No, like listening
Creating
to it.
Like saying, I like this music.
Yeah, like because everyone has like
tougher
they'll like
question for me to
listen to
answer.
music as a kid or whatever, and like somebody at school will play a CD or whatever. But like, what was like the first experience you had? I was like, wow, that's awesome.
I don't know. That's an interesting question. I don't
Was there a band or
I don't
a group?
remember.
Or,
It felt gradual. It felt more gradual to me.
Yeah, I think I remember
It is.
mine.
I think my apex was like when I wanted to make it.
Yeah, that's
I
like
was
whenever
also a cool thing.
14, 15.
that's whenever you
Right,
like really
like
start
that
like
was my-
enjoy it, because like you can hear all like the different parts and you know what goes into making
or
it.
you start to hate it.
Or you start to hate it. Yeah, sure.
One or the other.
Or just realize how not good you are if you're making
Yeah,
it.
that too. That.
It's like, oh, it's tough.
I think mine was our first concert was a Kiss concert, and we went and it was sick.
And y'all were
Like
painted up. Y'all were painted up like Kiss.
No, we
no,
didn't.
not
That was
that
for
one.
Halloween.
That was for Halloween that year.
Y'all didn't.
No.
So wicked.
But we went to the concert, and it was a cool concert.
You better not take my answer. I think you're about to take
I
my
think I
answer.
am too. And there was a guy there.
I
that we
would think
knew-
so.
There was a guy that we knew from school. He had an AC/DC shirt on.
I thought he had a Kiss. I thought.
Nah, he had an AC/DC shirt on, and you'll always see like AC/DC shirt, AC/DC shirt. And you hear this band AC/DC. I was like, who is like they can't be that good. And then I go and I pull up like AC/DC like the next day on my phone.
See,
and I was
no,
like,
that's not how it happened. You're missing now because this is my. I remember this is what I was gonna say. No, because he bought us a guitar and a drum kit after
Yeah.
that concert.
Yeah.
So we had obviously we don't know what to do with a guitar and a drum kit. So like,
No.
what are we supposed to
I
play
still
with this?
don't.
Like, what are we supposed to do with this? And his phone was sitting in that room with that. So like, we're like, just click on his phone, open up the music. It was like the first iPhone, like
the 3.
like one of the OG iPhones. Clicked on the music app. The first thing that was at the top was Back in Black by AC/DC because it was alphabetical. Clicked on that and I was like,
That's hard.
and that was it.
That might have been how mine played out, but I think I just looked up AC/DC and I was like, oh yeah, this is kind of cool.
Because that's how I remember it. I was
Because
like,
I was
'cause we
wondering
looked-
why everyone had like, oh, this is an AC/DC shirt, all that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
like the classic like black AC/DC shirt.
yeah, with just the white lettering.
Yeah, so I think I just like was like, okay, well, what's up with this band? And
Yeah.
they were pretty good.
That shirt is so cold, dude.
Let's just say AC/DC is pretty good.
Yeah. What about you, Earl?
Father Earl.
Somebody coming. I mean, listen to music. You know, you listen to it in grade school, junior high, way back then.
Back
But
when
then-
they called it junior
I
high.
have
Junior
my
high.
guess.
Was it middle school?
I have my guess of what it's one of two bands, obviously, with you that it's gonna be
AC/DC?
like, no, it's not AC/DC. It's one of two bands. But
Somebody handed me a cassette that had said, "This is my brother's cassette. Go listen to this."
Can I guess at the band?
I mean, they specifically said a song. They said
It's got to be Queen or Van Halen.
No, it's his brother. If you said it's his brother's.
not my brother. It
No,
was
it
a
wasn't
friend of
like-
mine. A friend of
yeah.
mine said.
As in it was his
Yeah,
brother's.
yeah.
Oh, I thought
This is my brother's cassette.
I
Go
thought-
home and listen to
It's
this.
got to be Queen or Van Halen, one or the other.
I don't know, but it wasn't his brothers no more.
Is he
Was
close
it-
with either of those?
Was it Neil Young?
It wasn't Neil Young.
Did you give it back?
I don't think I did.
Was I close with those two?
Yeah, you were close.
Was it?
Was I right?
You were
One of those
right.
two?
It was
Okay,
It was Van Halen, right?
It has to be Van Halen.
Oh, really?
That was Queen.
It was Queen?
Because every time y'all go play, you say on Surrender, you say my Queen record's out. Now that's got to be the story.
Well, no, yeah, but they gave me the cassette. And I'm like, okay, went home and said,
Was it Night at the Opera?
It was actually Queen's greatest hits.
Oh, okay.
It was Queen's greatest hits, and so I went home and the tracks back. You had to wind things. You had to hit forward and back, but when it got to that, I think I probably listened to it like 20 times with my headphones on that night. We did have headphones back then.
What song did he say? Was it Bohemian Rhapsody?
Yeah, go listen to Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, really?
But I would say probably the greatest thing of listening to would have been the.
I think I know what he's about to play.
I already knew this. Is what I thought he was going to put up.
We might get copyrighted for this, though.
We might get copyrighted for that.
But actually,
But I mean that's.
But going to that room that it was actually played in,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's
pretty cool.
Dad went to the studio.
Sunset. That was in Sunset Sound, and supposedly he was noodling around.
Warming up.
That was his warm up.
Yeah.
That was Eddie's warm up riff or whatever, and they're like, "What are you doing?" Oh, this is my warm up, and they're like, "Okay, well, we're going to record it."
Yeah, so they just basically press record and let him play.
Yeah,
he would have trashed it.
But this is 1977, before Back in Black, before any of that other stuff. Bohemian Rhapsody was 75, so this is in 77, and there's some guitar stuff out there.
So that was really before.
You were young.
Oh yeah, I was
68.
9.
Yeah,
9ish.
Yeah.
But you put that cassette or record in your car. The first song was Running with the Devil.
Yep.
And then you hear boom, boom, boom.
Like the air raid siren.
Yeah. So you hear that, and then okay, that was kind of cool. I don't know who this band was. Then all of a sudden you hear that comes on, and that's something nobody had ever heard of. They didn't even know what was happening.
Nope.
Yep.
So
like a guitar does not sound like that.
Great guitarists up to that point were Jimi Hendrix and
like. What year was Stevie Ray Vaughan?
I was going to say, what year was Stevie Ray Vaughan?
He was like 80s, not late 80s.
Yeah, he was way later. So like,
it was people like the Who,
Zeppelin,
Jimmy Page.
But there was no like.
There wasn't anything like that.
Yeah,
you had good like.
There were some blues guitars, but that's
there was some blues guitarists, and like Brian May from Queen was a good guitarist. They're like the solo in Bohemian Rhapsody is pretty sick. But it wasn't. But it was like good like technical guitar playing. It wasn't like.
And it was to a song.
Yeah.
The thing about
Eruption
was
all tied to like a band.
Yeah, it has lyrics and all. There's a beat, but like Eruption was just like it. You sit down and he just played it. I don't know. There was
that and like some drums.
Yeah.
Well, and see that's the funny thing.
Was like the.
Okay.
No, I was just saying it's not just like his sound was unique. I think it was like the whole idea behind it was
like having a song that's literally just a guitar. Well, and then like too with Queen, whenever they did "We Will Rock You," they want to say, okay, well let's do a song without music. Like without instruments, it's literally stomping and clapping your feet. It's kind of like the reverse of that.
Yeah.
It's like have a song with no or just a guitar. No
they got range.
Yeah, and people they watch the albums the Queen movie. I thought it wasn't historically
super
correct.
Accurate, yeah.
It wasn't accurate, but I think it was the way Queen would have made a movie.
Yeah.
It had all the stuff. It had everything in there, but it wasn't. The timeline wasn't exactly correct.
No. It was kind of like a fast track through Queen's repertoire.
But I think it encapsulated like the spirit of Queen.
But if they were
Freddie Mercury,
if they were going to make, which Brian May was part of,
he was a big part of it.
Yeah, he was there all the time. So I think his approval of the whole thing.
That's what made it different.
The thing about that is, initially, I think they wanted to do like a really dark interpretation, and they had. Crap, who's the actor? I just had it in my head. Sacha Baron Cohen.
I was about to say Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
They had Sacha Baron Cohen instead of Rami Malek. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
It's just a 3-word name. That kind of sounds like that.
Have you seen the movie yet, Travis?
Man, I don't want to talk about it.
Guess not. You need to go watch.
You gotta watch it.
Honestly, this is the craziest thing. Like a couple weeks ago, that movie just popped up in my head. I was like, I want to watch that. Like, thinking like when I was sick, dude.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, I think I never did. I don't know. I guess I would have to find it on Amazon. But it's
we need to watch it, and we could do movie like spoiler cast, like reviews of movies. That'll be we could do
because I don't know. It's such a good movie.
What you need
is that the easiest movie to find on Google? Like
probably.
What's that movie about? The Queen movie?
Yeah, the Queen movie.
The Queen movie.
But you need to go watch the Live Aid
concert
from '85 before you watch the movie.
Yeah,
and
sit down and watch that.
And sit down and watch that.
I did that part.
You watch it?
Okay. Yeah.
But I mean, how many bands like going to Live Aid? And I remember when Live Aid came out, and I remember watching part of that because it was on all the TV
Did you
channels.
see the Queen part?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Because it was on like all day.
Was it U2 that came out next? Who came up after?
Me? I didn't play.
No, the band
Oh.
U2.
He was just 9 years old. Cut him some slack, bro.
It was.
Wait till he's 10, he
I
probably
don't know if
got
it was
it down.
U2. Who all was there for that
U2,
year?
The
For the
Who.
Brit, it was the Who. It was U2.
You too?
U2.
But
What year was this?
someone said they were like, oh yeah, we
85.
don't
Elton
want.
John.
Oh, it was Elton John. Yeah, and they were like, we don't want to go out and play after that.
Well, I don't think. But yeah, I mean,
But if you how many bands walk out onto the stage in front of about 1 billion people watching? You walk out on the stage, and then you sit down at a piano, and the first thing you do is start playing Bohemian Rhapsody. I mean,
and it was like unscheduled too.
Yeah,
Really.
yeah, it's just
That's so funny y'all brought that up. Because
I don't know how we got on this
Jay-Z
schedule-
talk
on
about
this-
it.
Neil
Talk.
Young.
Oh, yeah,
we go
Neil
from
Young,
Neil
yeah.
Young to
Jay-Z.
something good, positive.
We go from a.
Jay-Z was talking about that when he performed with DMX. He was like, he did the song. Like, it was in New York. It was from there. And he's like, said a prayer at the end of it. And he said, he walks off stage. He's like, how am I supposed to follow that, dude? What am I doing? What are we doing? And that's Jay-Z.
Yeah.
That's tough. That's
It's like a
tough when
comic.
somebody has a.
Like whenever you're doing like not like, I don't even know the word you'd say, but like a conglomerate, like a lot of bands playing together, and like you each have like a
festival.
40-minute or festival, you have like a 40-minute set, but like usually that's why you end with the best band, like the one that's gonna turn the lights out, like big concert bands like Iron Maiden and Foo
Right.
Fighters. That's why they always play last. But when you have Queen going
But some of
first,
them-
that's kind of different.
Some of
They
them
were up for
bands are
somebody.
made at them shows. They
Oh,
might have
yeah.
made that.
Yeah,
That
Queen didn't go
that-
first.
that might.
I don't think.
Yeah, that probably
Live
made
Aid?
them.
Did Queen go first?
No, they were. It was.
Or yeah, maybe not first, but like they were the first, like the real big.
Well,
But it was like it was getting into the night, and then they were. I think they started pushing it. I mean, it was kind of going so.
Like cramming them
Yeah,
through.
and then they played. And
That took it
kinda-
over the top.
Oh, so they
Yeah.
came
I mean,
on after Dire Straits and
And-
then Griff, Rye Jones, and Mel Smith. No.
Exactly.
Ooh.
Huh.
Neil Young openers.
Neil Young is the opener.
Neil.
No, they were Neil Young's openers, bro, on the tour.
Oh, my
And
bad.
David Bowie and Mick Jagger played after them.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, they were.
Pick it
But
up.
that was. But I mean, that is considered the greatest live performance of,
Of all time. And it was, what, 23 minutes long?
Yeah, 20.
See, I'll argue though,
Yeah.
not.
I think
their
that might
best
be
performance.
genius, though.
Yeah, I mean, it was.
Oh, it is genius. Oh, 100%.
Because you bring the energy up, but then you don't want people leaving on that. That's too much.
No.
That's too much.
Nope.
You got to bring them. You tick down.
Whenever
What
you
next?
finish that 23 minutes, that crowd is hyped. And, like, whoever comes up next, you
Yeah.
almost have it easy. Because, like, the
You
show
gotta
you
take
just
them
watched
down
was
a little
insane.
bit.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you bring them. You finish them back off with two energy.
All right, so
performance.
if
But
there's
I do remember when that happened. That's-
if there's any concert you guys could go to, aside from maybe that one, what would it be? Anytime in history. Any
Metallica.
concert.
Like
So,
past one?
1991.
Okay.
I
didn't say
don't
Russia.
have any
No,
answer.
That
have
would be
no
awful.
I said that would be such a bad concert to be at. I could not
Uh,
imagine. 1.6
Give me Drake's
million
last
people?
show in Nashville. I don't know.
That's
Who?
fair.
What did he say?
I said Drake's last show in Nashville.
Or
I
Atlanta.
think
don't
if
care. I
it's
don't wanna go.
not
I just-
that show, I think I'd want to go see AC/DC in Argentina. The River Plate show. That was a sick
That was a
show.
good one.
I'd
Dad.
probably go.
Yeah, I would go to all those too.
I'd probably
I
just
wouldn't- I
go.
wouldn't know which one to go to.
True.
I go. I mean, all those are. I'd probably just go say, can you go just watch Van Halen at the Whiskey Go Go and
See,
Yeah,
that would
back
be,
in
like a-
'76 or
See,
something.
that would be
1976,
cool, too, though.
before
Is that
they
like
were-
more intimate?
before they were big.
Yeah,
exactly.
Whiskey is like 200 people.
That was
I mean, that's-
whenever.
that'd be cool.
That was like
Where's
whenever
that?
he had the white guitar. Whenever he did the white with black
Yeah.
stripe guitar.
Yeah,
That was like early days.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
What city is that?
L.A. Whiskey Go Go. It's famous.
okay.
See,
famous.
that would be the question.
He
I don't know
lived
if I'd
there,
want to go see it like when they were big or whenever like they were like.
See,
no
the,
one.
the only problem with that is, like, for me, the concert is about, obviously, the set list, but it's the like atmosphere as well. But the problem with some of the earlier stuff is you wouldn't get to hear the songs that you wanted to hear
See,
live.
that's my thing. Like, if I'm going to watch Van Halen, which we did, I want to hear like Eruption and Panama and Running with the Devil and Hot for Teacher, like all that. But it would be sick to see like what it was like early
And
days.
just- Because, I mean, the band's assuming
I
they just
don't
hang out
know.
at the
He was
bar.
probably up there wilding.
Oh, I'm sure
he
he
was
was.
probably up there wilding. He was probably trying all kind of stuff. That
I have
so
no
crazy.
doubt. Well, when nobody's
that
watching,
inspired
yeah,
you so
for
much.
sure.
And
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think there's value to that. Like, I think that would be dope.
For sure.
He was probably had songs that never got released for real. That he was.
I have no doubt.
Or doing covers, like early covers and stuff like that.
That would be cool.
Well, there's some songs like you can go find the bootlegs, and they're playing some songs, and it's like it made it on the second or third album. You'll hear some songs that they're playing that,
or even just like
or
riffs.
or riffs. You'll hear riffs that they're playing that end up on later albums.
Yeah, like whenever he played Eruption, and where was that at? He played like
talking about Live Without a Net. The big one
might have been. It's the one that everybody watches. It's like the 15 minute.
It's Live Without a Net.
But he played like
Live Without a Net.
But there was a ton of
New
like
Haven,
songs. Yeah, it was Connecticut. There was a ton of songs in there that he played that hadn't been released yet.
Well, and he played because I think he talked about it as like he just plays some of his favorite riffs.
Yeah.
Like he plays things that from other songs that he just enjoys playing. I think he did Drop Dead Legs. He did like a portion of that.
He did like Cathedral. He did 316.
Yeah,
he
played just a bunch of different stuff.
Yeah, he did a lot of different stuff in that little kind of.
Dad, you can play it. What songs are in there?
Man, he did 316.
I think he did Mean Street. He liked the little town part of Mean Street. He did Cathedral.
That was, I don't even know that was Mean Street, but I and then I was driving.
I think we were listening to it in my car.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, that's where that's from.
But it's nuts. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But that I might be maybe that show, either that or the River Plate AC/DC show. Only because we haven't seen AC/DC yet.
Yeah, it's one of the only bands.
Iron Maiden Rock in Rio though.
Yeah, that'll
be a sick concert.
2016.
Yeah,
2016
that'll be a sick concert too. Travis, you can just go with us to any of them. You don't have to know what the bands are.
No, you'll have fun either way.
I'm just riding. Bro.
Well, I bet you there's probably
Grateful Dead.
Yeah, you got a Grateful Dead t-shirt
Grateful Dead t-shirt on.
I do have a Grateful Dead t-shirt.
Do you actually like the Grateful Dead, or do you just have the t-shirt? I'm gonna call you.
The shirts was kind of dope, dude. It's not. I don't like them as much as I like the shirt. I ain't gonna lie to you.
That's fair.
What's your favorite Grateful Dead song?
Oh, I don't know. I have them. I just don't know my favorite one.
See, I'm totally okay with that though, because again, Grateful Dead, kind of like Neil Young. I don't think I've ever listened to a single song by the Grateful Dead. And I might get slaughtered.
Yeah, I think this, like, it's more of a brand.
Yeah.
It's like Nirvana
or Slayer.
The name is crushing.
Yeah.
There's
or AC/DC for that matter. Some people walk around.
But if you walk up to anybody, I saw like some 13-year-old girl wearing a Slayer shirt when we went to like Universal Studios. I'm like,
well, no, that's because Slayer was there.
That was me.
There.
That's probably like my little sister or something.
No, because Slayer was there while we were there. They were playing.
What?
They were playing at. You talking about when we stayed at the Hard Rock?
Might have. No. This was when I don't think you guys went with me. That was when I went with work.
Oh, okay.
That's what that was.
Because we were in. I think we were staying at Universal, and Slayer was there at one of their little, not little, but they were at one of the small venues there. Yeah.
Interesting.
I was like, at the time I didn't know much about Slayer, but that'd have been a fun show to go to.
Yeah, I'm just not a big Slayer fan.
I'm not either. They have some good songs and some good riffs, but just overall, it's not my favorite.
Anyway, we digress.
Yeah, we digress.
What else do you guys have to talk about? Oh, go ahead.
What were you saying? No, I was just saying, Grateful Dead definitely doesn't grab me. Like, it doesn't grab me like the other stuff.
It's like a background music kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm appreciative.
No, and it's like good. There's music out there that's like. I can say like, oh yeah, that's good music, but I probably won't go home and listen to it.
So, what is the one song that you just can't like? As soon as it comes on the radio, it's like I'm turning that because it just grates my nerves.
Neil Young. No.
I know a lot of y'all are probably gonna say Ace of Spades by Motorhead because whenever you like plug in your Apple phone, it's the first song that's on the top of the list. For me, it's
we
Ace's.
love Motorhead, by the way, though.
Yeah, we do. For me, it's Aces High by Iron Maiden, and I love Iron Maiden. But the problem is, I put that song as my alarm clock, and anytime you put a song as an alarm clock, you hate it because it reminds you of waking up in the morning. So it's Aces High by Iron Maiden. Or Everlong by Foo Fighters. I also did the same thing with that song.
See, that's why I don't put good songs as my alarm clock.
I know what yours is.
I know. I have one, and I think Dad's going to be pretty similar. But Travis, I want you to go first.
I don't even think I have one. I don't think I have one song. I don't even have one artist or one song. I've never been like super. I might have more one song than like think of like a single artist. I don't really do that too much, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I have one.
By the way,
That's a tough
Brock is over
question.
there grinning.
Because I know. I
'Cause
think I know.
we know what
I
yours
think ours is
is.
going to be the same. No, there's two of them. I'm going to say are yours.
Well,
one of them is mine.
Say yours.
All right, for mine. And again, I'm sure I'm going to get hate for this, but it's Danny California.
Oh yeah,
I hate that
yeah,
song.
That's fair.
God, I hate that song. But for Dad, I think.
Oh, let him do it, and I'll see if we're right.
So I want to guess. Can I guess?
You can guess.
Live in Color.
Cult of Personality.
Cult of Personality.
100%.
Yeah. You ever listen to Live in Color?
Is that
Travis?
I don't. That's the name of the band.
That's all I
yeah, no,
He
I don't
hates
think
that
I'm
riff.
actively- I don't think maybe it's
And I-
passive.
You hate the guy's voice more than
No,
anything.
it's the
though.
guitar.
No, he hates the
Actually, it's the guitar
guitars.
sound.
Just don't sit right with you.
I started thinking about. I mean, the lyrics are pretty cool. I like. I mean, it's the idea.
a cool song.
I like
it's a
the
cool
song.
song. It's like a. I'm like, what do I not like about this?
It's got to be the guy's like pitch of his voice.
No, it's the
Wish you were
guitar.
there
It's
when
the
they were
guitar
writing
sound.
it, sir.
It's the guitar sound and the fact I don't like in the video. The guitar is way up here and he's playing.
He's playing like a Beatle.
And I'm just like, for some reason, it just.
I do
it's
hate.
just-
I do hate that.
And it might.
Did you think it's fake? Like they didn't really write it.
Ooh.
No, they.
No, I think they
Did
wrote
they
it, but I
Milli
think
Vanilli that thing?
Milli Vanilli.
Milli Vanilli, yeah.
I mean,
Did they Milli
I
Vanilli?
was. We were playing the Milli Vanilli days when all that was a.
He'd rather listen to Milli Vanilli than Cult of Personality.
Yeah,
though.
probably.
Stop
I
it.
probably would.
See, the funny, I have another
Bro,
funny
that
story
is
about
so
that
wild.
song. Yeah, because it was way, back when I think I was like 12 or whatever, and
Back in my
Hey,
day.
back
and
in my
anybody feel like if they want to leave in the comments what is the song that grates your
That you just
nerves the
hate.
most as you hit the subscribe button and notification button. Yeah, but what song?
There's so
Just-
many in the music that I
But
hear
just-
that are so bad.
Well,
But I don't even know why I don't like. I started thinking about it. Why do I not
like the
that
song.
song? Because
yeah, actually, quite
everybody likes it, and is. I mean, the lyrics are okay. I get it, and I just.
I think I agree with you. The guitar like tone could be cooler.
but it is cool. But
It's like milk. If you get a bad thing of milk and it's bad, then you just can never drink milk again.
Yeah,
that's
that's
true.
fair. What were you about to say, Brock, a minute ago?
oh yeah, whenever. The reason I found out he hated this song is because I remember like when I was like in like early high school or whatever, and I was like, oh, this is a cool song. I want to download this song on my phone. And he wouldn't let us spend money on iTunes because we'd spend way too much money on iTunes. So I went to him and was like, hey, can you just let me download this song? And he put in the password or everything. He didn't say anything until I walked out and I shut his office door and I hear him yell like in the background, oh my God. And I was like, what was that about? But I went on and then I went back later and asked him, I was like, what was going on? Like, what was that about? He goes, I just hate that song. And I was
That's
like,
funny.
Oh, that makes
That
so much
is
more
too
sense.
That's
funny.
hilarious,
Oh man,
dude.
that's hilarious.
That is
So
hilarious. Yeah, that's funny.
Travis got some shout
I got an
outs.
answer.
Travis comments. They're glad to see you back on, which you were on last week, but you missed a week or two.
They must
Travis,
have knew I
Travis,
was
did you say you had
dying.
an answer?
Yeah, I'll say any SoundCloud rapper ever.
Yeah, that's true. If you have a face tattoo, you're not a true artist.
Well, if you just like, I don't know, if you're just really lame and you talk about stuff that you don't do, but if you
Yeah.
do it, then yeah, okay, I'm willing to listen to your.
So you
life.
talk about these like guys who talk
But
about
if
dealing
you don't
drugs
really
and
do it.
shooting people that don't really do it. That don't
Yeah,
really do
and I
drugs or
think
shoot
some
people.
of them do it. I just think most of them don't. I think
Yeah,
I think
I
those
agree.
dudes are all like I don't know. I feel like they're damn like grew up in like music schools like anybody else. Like and they really weren't. You know
A
what
lot
I'm
of-
saying? Like they just kind of went into this industry.
It's funny. So many like a lot of artists nowadays have degrees. Like even rappers. There's a really famous one. He has a very high class degree in something. I cannot remember.
A
his
lot
name.
of them.
He was on
But
Dr.
they
Phil.
probably like it might have been. I don't know. There's a few.
There's a few of 'em out there. I
There's a few
had
at this
a
point.
good answer a
That-
moment ago, and I lost it.
Okay, I have a new question then. What is an artist that you feel like you should like that you don't?
Ooh.
Oh, that's tough.
And not like appreciate or
Dead.
you can appreciate whatever, but someone that
The
like
Grateful Dead.
Yeah.
hey, that's a good. That's what made me think of it.
Do you,
'Cause
do
had
you
the
have
shirt
someone
on.
in mind?
Y'all go first. I'm gonna hear y'all's answers first.
We're gonna break some family ties right here. We're gonna put it all out there.
We just
We're
might.
gonna go down. We're gonna
Man.
say something we've never said before.
No, I feel like
It's
we'll
gonna
all
be
be okay with
groundbreaking.
some answers. At least
I don't really
I
know.
don't know. We'll find out.
If I said Van Halen, I might get kicked out.
Yeah,
but
you would get
I can't
kicked
say
out.
that.
Hey, have they all been the same answers like y'all have? Like they're all like you and Brock, like think y'all have difference. Like no, it's the same concert.
Same concert. Same
Same
concert.
thing.
Oh man.
AC/DC in Rio River, and then the one at Red Rocks.
And we got some comments.
The next weekend.
I know what I was gonna say.
Comments say, well, one of the comments, I'll give you $20 if you remember his name.
Whose name?
I guess I don't know. Jerome is commenting about that.
Oh,
and we have comments about
the name of the rapper.
And comments here are we're getting a whole list of names of people.
He probably knows.
Beatles, Tom Petty, Grateful Dead, Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah,
See,
People
Red Hot.
don't like.
Yeah, I can't stand Red Hot. But
That's the people that they're supposed to like or not like at all.
I think those ones they don't like.
They don't like.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say an answer because I know, Mom. I know she hates this band in specific. She wouldn't say a band. She would just say, or she wouldn't say a song. She would say a band. It'd be Rush. She hates Rush.
People either really like or really hate
Yeah.
Rush. I feel like it has a lot to do with Geddy Lee's voice as well. That's been the consensus that I've heard is they have a problem with his voice.
I think if I were to pick a band, there's some people that just don't like it.
Also, in regard to the
Some
comment,
keys don't
am I
hit
allowed to
what you
Google? Or do I just
No.
okay. I just had to check.
If he's a prominent rapper that was on,
I feel it's not Drake, but I feel like he's on that.
Who are we talking about?
The guy who has the degree has like a really high level
it-
degree.
like
probably
Kanye
J.
probably
Cole,
has a
maybe?
degree.
Who?
Yeah, they all. I mean, maybe J. Cole. He's like a younger one.
That
That's probably
J. Cole.
J.
That's
Cole,
it.
yeah.
Yep.
They agree with you.
He's an
Rush,
intelligent.
yes.
He's an
Yeah, Rush.
intelligent
Not
guy.
good.
I think if I were to say a band that I do not like, but I probably should like more than, see, here's the thing. I like 2 songs from them, but I don't like that I like this band. How about I modify the question? Does that work?
Just say, give us your answer.
It's gonna be.
I like it.
It's gonna be Green Day. They have 2 songs that I like, and then other than that, it's just not for me.
Yeah, I can accept that.
Okay.
I'm guessing you like, crap. What's that? Really fast.
American Idiot.
No, there's another one. What do y'all play? What's?
I played American Idiot.
Play,
But you also play Boulevard of Broken Dreams.
No,
that's
it's the other one.
That's the one I like.
Basket Case.
Oh yeah, okay. So there's 3 songs I like, but I like Basket Case and Boulevard of Broken Dreams more than I like American Idiot.
Yeah. Dad, a band you should like but you don't.
Also maybe Megadeth because I like Iron Maiden a lot, but I just don't like
probably,
Dave Mustaine.
Megan,
I just don't like Dave Mustaine.
I say the problem with that.
You see how much air? You see how much air is getting under Earl's voice when he's like, I don't want to do him.
I would say Megadeth because, but I don't even really like the music.
So the problem, I think the guitars and everything are really cool in Megadeth. They have some really cool
kind of like with
riffs.
Slayer.
Yeah, but just singing, I cannot do.
Cool parts, they don't have doesn't equal to the sum of it all.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is.
Sometimes it just don't add up.
And it's just kind of I don't know. The singing is kind of.
It's just not.
It's not.
It's not good.
You know.
For a while, for me, it was Metallica because Brock would play nothing but Metallica in the car, and I just couldn't listen to it anymore.
He eventually converted.
It's not that I converted, but like the CIA used to run torture tests where you like
They got separate cars and didn't have to listen to each other.
Well, the CIA got it to where like you sit in a room and you listen to one thing over and over and over again, and eventually it'll drive you insane. That's how I felt in Brock's car because we only listened to Metallica.
But at least I had like.
I could totally see Brock doing that.
That's literally all he listened to for about 4 years.
You say like I don't still do that.
Yeah, but at least now he'll switch up a little bit.
I can see you doing that tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, but at least it was good music.
Yeah, but not when you listen to it 1,000 times.
So for the people out there listening, say your question again so they can put it in the comments. Not there. We've had a whole litany of bands, but you got to pick one band.
Yeah, you got to pick one band, and it's not a band that no one thinks you would like. Like no one thinks I'm gonna like Ariana Grande or whatever. It has to be a band that everybody around you likes and think you would like. It's something someone would recommend to you, and then you just shut them down.
What's the cringiest band to like?
No, not even that.
That's my question. What's the cringiest band
I will
to
go
like?
on this one.
Go for it.
Or artist. Can we keep it at artist?
Yeah, that's fine.
Sometimes. Okay, let me tell you a secret that nobody's listening.
He's leaning in real close.
Sometimes. I download the new Soulja Boy song, single.
Oh, that's fine.
Just because I know
That's
it
fine.
might ride a little.
Nice.
That's okay. Didn't he have a video
I'm
game
not
console that came out too?
Who?
Soldier Boy.
Yeah, no, he's done it all.
Do I know any
He's
Soldier
the
Boy?
biggest.
Probably not.
He's really the biggest online. He really started online.
What's the,
Yeah,
He
he's
like
makes
the-
a lot of money.
he brought it.
Still.
he's like the OG
he
SoundCloud
started-
rapper. Yeah.
what's the Soldier Boy
he's the
song?
OG.
Soldier Boy by
Or
Soldier Boy.
Crank That. No, it's Crank.
Crank that. Yeah, sorry.
No, yeah, it's a mess, dude. Don't do it.
Don't
it's
listen
not
to
good.
it.
But it's like probably the most played song at like kids' birthday parties, besides like
Probably.
kid birthday party songs.
I mean, in the early like mid 2000s, it was on every middle school bus.
That's the truth right there. That's the truth.
But it was the video and the dance that
It's like the
dance that went with it.
It's the original TikTok.
Yeah, it's like the original TikTok song.
Songs had dances before, but he brought that plus the internet at like 15 years old.
Yep.
And
he brought that all to one thing.
And to like a 15-year-old, you feel really cool because like you're listening to rap music and whatever. But
he was like living in Mississippi.
Yeah.
I didn't even know they had internet.
Jerome probably likes Soulja Boy.
Jerome says Adele.
I didn't see it.
Oh, Jerome said Adele.
Like I don't. Let's not get it twisted. I don't like Soulja Boy.
Don't like Soulja Boy.
I got to clear.
It's like your guilty pleasure.
Yeah, it's your guilty pleasure.
I understand.
That's the same with me and Green
I
Day.
wouldn't go that far.
That's the same with me and Green
I wouldn't
Day.
even go that far.
Like
it's like what you do when you hate yourself a little bit and you like want to like suffer just a hair.
Yep.
You put that on.
I wouldn't let nobody else let me listen.
That's the thing. That's the thing.
You listen in private?
Let's not get it twisted. I'm totally ashamed.
Yeah.
And he's just told it to all our 5 years.
Jerome said what, Adele?
Yes.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see Jerome listening to Adele, but I don't.
Wait, no, is that a band he doesn't
pull
like?
Up. No, hey, bro, don't pull up around me to listen to Adele. No,
I don't. I don't think listening to Adele is a bad thing.
No, but is that the band he doesn't like? I'm wondering.
Oh, maybe. No. I think Jerome likes. I think Jerome likes Adele.
Thumbs up or thumbs down, Jerome on Adele.
I'm about to really embarrass Jerome right now. He used to live with us. Anyone who doesn't know, Jerome, he was on the podcast the other night. He's a friend of ours. He used to live with us when we were in college.
A friend of the cast?
Yeah, a friend of the cast. He used to live with us when we were all in college. We all played soccer together. And we were doing something. I think we got up and we were going to school or something.
Does he just listen to embarrassing music on the way?
I was standing at
a lot of embarrassing moments for Jerome.
Oh, no, he has a lot of embarrassing
moments. He's not here to defend himself.
He knows what I'm going to tell, too, because I still tell this story.
He's going shush.
He knows, because I've told this story a bunch with him around.
I feel like you probably told me this, but I can't remember what it was.
Yeah. I was standing at the bottom of the stairs one day, and I hear something coming from upstairs. And it's like really loud. I assume he didn't think I was still at home, because we were all driving separate. And he comes dancing down the stairs like, I can't remember if it's in his underwear or just in his like shorts.
Well, we gotta
get Beyonce.
His stories are so close.
I can't remember what song, but it's some Beyonce song that he was listening to, like really loud, like dancing down the stairs, and I just kind of stood there. I guess he didn't see me or something.
It's a good thing he's married.
Maybe he did see you.
He probably did see you.
Yeah, he might have. Just kept because. His whole excuse was that he has sisters at home that listen to Beyonce.
That's not an excuse. That's not an excuse for him.
Like, dude. And hey, if you want to listen to Beyonce, fine. But it was just one of the weirdest experiences of my entire life. That's pretty bad. Put your clothes on first before you come down the stairs. Yeah. That was pretty funny.
This guy has been exposed. Y'all have exposed.
We exposed Jerome. Yeah. Actually, Jerome exposed himself when he walked out of the shower.
Jerome is starting his own podcast to embarrass y'all.
I ain't never missed another episode. I swear I will miss another episode, bro. Y'all gonna eat me up.
He says he doesn't care what anyone says. Nickelback is good.
Oh, that's the band I was about to say. I kind of like Nickelback a little bit.
I can get on board with some Nickelback.
They kind of got some heat.
A little bit.
But the meme is
old songs.
But the meme is
look at this graph.
If Joe Rogan doesn't get off, Nickelback's gonna put out another album.
Yeah, I seen that meme. That's what I was gonna say earlier. We're listening to Joe Rogan thing.
They do get a hard.
They get a hard rap.
But
see, the problem is
it's them and Creed. I feel like Creed gets a really bad rap.
I feel like Nickelback gets worse rap because they're a bigger band than Creed.
Yeah,
but my thing is with Nickelback is they take themselves a little too seriously.
Yeah.
Like the people that listen to Nickelback. Like the people that listen to Nickelback, I can picture it in my head. They've got a gelled hair, a plain white T-shirt, black or really dark blue jeans.
Probably some really trashy tattoos.
And, some
they look like their album
tramp
cover.
stamps.
So they look like Adam Levine.
They look like Adam Levine.
They look like Adam Levine.
Exactly. So that's the problem with Nickelback. Like I'll listen to some of their songs, but
not in public.
But the funny thing is about Nickelback is it's memeable. Like if you put on like Rockstar or something, like it's memeable. It's very good. It's very culture music. The only band I would say that you couldn't pay me enough money to go listen to one of their concerts is Coldplay.
I agree.
Yeah, no, never.
Our pastor Daniel, he actually loves Coldplay. And
No. He said he would hang out with them for a day. He said he didn't like the music, but he feels like they'd be really fun to hang out.
He said he went to their concert, I think.
Yeah, he probably did.
But I can't listen to Coldplay.
I hate Coldplay. And again, we're
They
just
don't
gonna
even
insult
sound like
everybody
nice guys.
Yeah.
No,
They don't even sound like nice guys.
No,
Like Coldplay. I don't even want anything to do with that.
Also, just I'm gonna go and get it out of the way and say my band I hate. Can y'all guess?
Is it Guns N' Roses?
It is Guns N' Roses. I freaking hate Guns N' Roses.
I could totally.
He kind of hates Guns N' Roses
hating
too.
them. I could totally see y'all hating them, and I kind of get it.
I don't hate them.
I hate.
I went to a Skid Row concert in Birmingham, Alabama, at the dog track, and it was raining in the mud, and you go out there, and they had a band opening for them.
It's Guns N' Roses.
This was had to be 80, 89, something like that. So went Skid Row's up, and there's this band, and everybody's like, "Who is the guy with the top hat playing guitar? And what's the deal with that? And what's the deal with the?" And then like a month later, Welcome to the Jungle came out on MTV, and everybody's like, "It's the greatest thing." And then Sweet Child of Mine comes out,
Yep.
and everybody's like, "But if that song would have been played like less than 300 million times, it just gets on people's nerves now."
It's way overplayed.
It's so overplayed.
Too overplayed. What's the most overplayed song out there?
Sweet Child of Mine.
You think so?
It's up there. I freaking hate.
That was
Guns N'
so
Roses.
quick.
I don't think I disagree with that.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. I like Guns N' Roses, but I don't like Guns N' Roses because everybody else likes Guns N' Roses. I hate that.
I mean, they've got good stuff.
You like him for the? You remember the TV show he had?
Which TV show?
Didn't he have a TV show? The guy from Guns N' Roses.
Axl
He had a TV
Rose
show on,
or
like, VH1.
Oh.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Was it?
Was it Ozzy
Dude,
Osbourne?
one of the dudes had a TV. No, I'm not talking about that. No, it was like, you know how like Flavor Flav had a show, like a love show.
Yeah, it was like
I didn't know this.
you didn't
was
know
like-
about Flavor
one of the
Flav's.
dudes had, like-
No, I didn't know that actual.
Flavor
You
of
don't know
Love,
about
wasn't it?
Brett? Yeah, but who was it? Oh, remember? Y'all remember Tequila on there too? She had a love show. Y'all
I know
remember
the
that?
name. I didn't know she had a
God,
show.
watch the show.
that was a mess. It was such a mess, bro. It was all they were all really trying to catch up to Flavor Flav, bro. He really killed them all.
There's always I have just
That's
never
tough.
like.
It's like if you want
Roses.
trashy TV, Flavor Flav's gonna give it to you.
Wait,
bro.
did-
yeah.
If you're not
Wait,
gonna be
who
able to
wore
top that.
who wore the big clock? Was that
Flavor,
Flavor
that's
Flav?
Flavor Flav.
That's Flavor
we
Flav,
saw
yeah.
when he at the.
I was in Vegas and I was playing craps at the craps table and I was on a hot roll, and all of a sudden there's someone like I could tell is like you know like when you can like tell someone's walking up behind you, and there was like a group of people and I look over there and Flavor Flav's standing there. I was like, this is weird. I was like, okay, I don't really know. Like, I don't know who Flavor Flav is. Like, really. I mean, I know like who he is, but I don't know like anything about him.
That's so
But-
funny.
but he's,
He
like,
really was
standing
a hype
there.
man, right?
Yeah, and he was just like it was like him and like one of his like buddies, and then people were like walking up there asking for a picture. I was on a hot roll, so I wasn't gonna go over there. But he sat there and like he
Yeah,
watched me like throw a
no.
couple of dice at craps, and then went and sat at like the $100 blackjack table and just chilled there. So that was weird.
I
Yeah,
still
I
wouldn't know
don't-
who it was.
Yeah.
See,
would have no idea.
I didn't know
Yeah.
who it was. You know like when you like tell it's somebody like you know like like because people
Yeah,
are
yeah,
going
people
up there.
around them.
Yeah, like that kind of thing. But
Looking at him. And,
yeah, like I didn't really know who he was until like the dealer was like, oh yeah, look, there's Flavor Flav. So yeah, that was interesting.
yeah. He's somebody you'll see. Like I said, I think I saw him when I was there.
He's like one of the people that you could like imagine
he's like
hanging
one of the
around
characters.
casinos.
He's there every night.
He's like one of the characters that made it out of there
Yeah,
and
It-
actually made it.
And I feel
It's
like he's
what-
like
that's
at
who
a
he is.
tier
He's like
where
a-
he can walk through the casino and not be bothered that much, but he still gets enough attention where he probably enjoys it.
but if he didn't have the big clock
Right.
on, I don't think anybody would have noticed him.
Is
Yeah,
Because
he
he
the
had a big
best
old clock on
position as a celebrity ever?
No, I think people would, but like,
Because he can go places.
but like you know, whenever like you see somebody, and you're like that kind of looks like the person who I think it is, but I can't be like confirmed of that. Like when you see Conor McGregor, you know it's Conor McGregor.
Well, the funny thing about that is we saw
Yeah.
Conor
We did.
McGregor,
But
and
but
I saw him.
But if you saw Kanye West, you would know he looked like.
Yeah, you know Kanye.
But Flavor Flav is like that kind of looks like
Not so
Flavor
much.
Flav, but I can't really tell. But when like he's wearing a clock, you're like, that guy's wearing a clock, and it's probably Flavor Flav.
But you're also in Vegas where everyone impersonates.
Or he
everybody
works
else.
at Lowe's.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get a clock when I go to Vegas and wear them.
He might have been a nobody, and everyone was just up there asking him.
They just thought he was Flavor Flav.
He was like some kid I went to Lee High School's. Lee High School.
Exactly. That's all he was.
Yeah, his uncle. He's from the street. He's
so good. Everyone, leave us some comments about your thoughts on whatever we just talked about on music.
Everything.
Also, let us know.
But be sure to specify too. If like you like a band or you hate a band, like specify because there's no way.
And your guilty pleasure band.
And your guilty. Oh yeah, that's a
Put
good
your
question.
top five. Put your top 5.
Guilty pleasure bands.
Football, NFL football.
Oh,
top 5.
Yeah.
Be sure. Yeah, go back and watch the top 5.
I already know Jerome's top is going to be Aaron Rodgers. That's his number 1.
Jerome's punching the air right now.
Yeah, Jerome punching air right now.
That's a good question to know.
Let's just make sure Jerome has clothes on. He's fully clothed.
Yeah, that's all I need.
Stay fully clothed.
His stomach is right. Make sure he's hydrated. Yeah. We got to make sure he's good to go. He can't just be out there fighting.
That's a good question to end on.
It's tricky.
Yeah, that's a good question to end on. Also,
what is y'all's guilty pleasure band? We can end on that. What is y'all's guilty pleasure bands?
I think I already said one. Nickelback and who did I say a second ago? Green Day.
Oh yeah.
But only like 2 songs from each. I like Sweet Child of Mine, even though it's overplayed, and Welcome to the Jungle. And then I like Boulevard of Broken Dreams and what's the other one?
Basket Case.
No, Basket Case.
Yeah.
American Idiot's okay.
Earl, what's your guilty pleasure band?
Cult of Personality or Living Color.
I don't know. I either like.
You like them or you don't.
What is something you would never? What is something you would never admit to?
What is something you would never listen to with someone else present in the car?
Yeah,
that's a good way to
Boy
pose
George.
Boy George.
Hey, he's got some good stuff.
Better
Neil Young.
That's what I'm saying.
I've never listened to Boy George.
I haven't either. Did we meet him? I swear we met him on the trip to Vegas.
No,
he did.
No, but someone we know was they joked and said they looked like this person.
Was that okay, or was it like I swear we met someone?
You say because I've got a catalog going back a lot more years than you. I got to think.
True, Brock, you go first.
I actually don't know. I should probably think about this.
Guns N' Roses.
It's not. I hate Guns N' Roses.
Travis, what about you? What's your guilty pleasure band?
Other than Soulja Boy.
Yeah, you said Soulja Boy.
Grateful Dead and Soulja Boy, bro. We already knocked this one out.
That's fair. Brock.
That was light work.
I don't know.
I don't know if Grateful Dead's a guilty pleasure band though.
I listened to like.
I thought it was one we hate and then a guilty pleasure.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's fair. Okay,
I only listened to like 4 bands, so it's hard for me to pick.
Yeah, I know. You listen to Chris Stapleton. That's one for you.
That's not guilty pleasure.
Okay, that's fair.
Chris Stapleton's great.
Country music in general.
I have no problem listening to country music. Dead South.
He said
great.
He'll pull up
There are some country
anybody.
music bands that are good.
Yeah, like the Dead South is great.
Somebody with comment. Mine should be Prince.
Ooh.
I
think Prince is good. I don't listen to Prince, but I don't think it's a guilty pleasure.
But it also
band.
doesn't seem like something you'd listen to. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, you pull up.
But Prince has so much stuff. He has so much stuff. I mean, there's like.
Are we allowed to call him Prince, or is it the artist formerly known as Prince?
He changed his name back to Prince.
Did he?
Well, he's the guy formerly living as Prince. He's
not exactly alive anymore.
Okay.
I don't know.
He's
what y'all
formerly known and formerly living.
Y'all are the last 2 before we can end this podcast.
I mean, Prince.
We might be
It's
here
a
a while.
tough. It's a tough ask.
It is a tough question.
Also,
I'm generally not ashamed.
Are you
fess up?
Earl, did you bring that up because are you feeling that Prince move?
No, that was in the comments.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. But
that was in the comments. Said mine would be Prince. No, I made this.
I don't think Prince is a guilty pleasure band though. Look up on your phone, see what you got on your phone, and see like, oh yeah, I'm sad I have
Prince
this on my
and
phone.
the Revolution.
What am I saying?
Look up on your phone.
Is this with or without Apollonia?
Look up on your phone and say.
Y'all know who Apollonia is?
No.
Oh my God, Earl knows who Apollonia is.
Do you?
I don't know. Is that a?
Remember that chick he was
Netflix?
like with No, Prince.
Prince. It's a song.
That was his girl's name. No.
Okay.
She was like with him for a minute. I think she was like, I don't know. The movie was kind of about her. Remember the Prince movie that he played in? And
coming
like,
out.
his life was going on.
Those windows when it. I think when it.
It was no, it was.
I have no idea.
Was it called Purple Rain?
It might have been
Purple
called
Rain. Yeah.
Probably.
Purple Rain. and like Apollonia or something. I think she might have been in the title.
I mean, like the only one I have on here that I would be like, it's whatever is probably Linkin Park.
Oh, that's a guilty pleasure band.
Because that's like
guilty pleasure.
Okay.
That's like
real,
gym music.
No, that's like for real. Like
I don't think I have any.
Like white preppy school kids. Like I listen to rock
Everything
music.
I listen to.
I listen to like Linkin
good.
Park.
Yeah,
like, it's
that's
really
true.
hard. And like Chester Bennington.
Yeah, Chester Bennington.
I mean, he's
pretty
really
good. Yeah, it's pretty good.
R.I.P. But I mean,
But yeah, but see, Linkin
Park.
Park.
It's not like real heavy metal music.
No, but it's kind of like Nickelback in the way that the band members dress like the people that listen to them
Yeah,
do.
and I will fight anyone who says that's like real heavy metal, because it's not.
That's a guilty pleasure for you?
Yeah, probably.
Like
they have one or two songs.
Yeah,
that
I get
are
it.
good.
No, I
Giving
get
Up
it.
is really good.
I get it. You're not pulling up listening to that.
Dad, just hand me
as
your
I'm pulling
phone,
up,
Dad, and
I
I'll
either
listen.
turn it down or I flip to another.
You're gonna search
You gotta
through my
just- we just
songs.
gotta
I'm gonna
get
search through your songs
all
and find some
different
guilty pleasure songs of
But
yours.
some of these are not
Not your songs.
No, they're not, because I have all of y'all's songs on my.
Oh, true.
Yeah, so it's not because I have.
No, I'll never get on.
Yeah, I don't know if it's. I don't know.
No guilty pleasure
See,
bands.
Another band I think I probably should like, but I don't, is the Beatles.
Yeah, I don't like the Beatles that much.
I don't really like the Beatles.
I don't hate them because what they did, but I
the
don't like them.
Beatles, people don't like just like people don't like the Beatles, but there was no such thing as
I would say
the
that
other
there's like-
stuff
yeah.
back
That's
in
the
the day.
thing,
So
yeah.
you, didn't
You
have
wouldn't
you
have-
really didn't have a choice.
Right.
So you can't hate
It's
them.
like people.
It's like-
I don't
Nah.
like
That's what I'm saying. I feel like I should
Mozart or
like them,
Beethoven, but there was nothing else to listen to.
Yeah.
But some
and you
guy
wouldn't
playing
have
on a
what you
piano.
have now without them. Because I remember sitting in music class one day at school or whatever. It's like where you play the little xylophones, and the music teacher gets up there, and I'm this like one kid with the long hair, and she's like, well, this band was like the first rock band. They had long hair, and they were kind of rebellious and this. And I was like, oh, man, I'm going to really like these people. And then they played some of the Beatles. I was like, oh, this is terrible. Like, what is this?
No.
See,
no,
but I
this
listen,
is
like-
not.
If I say a band, it's because I'm like I can listen to it. Maybe I don't know.
He just doesn't want to admit something.
Yeah, that's what it
He-
is.
he
That's really
knows
what
something.
It
He
is.
No,
just-
I'll
just-
Yeah,
say
whoever that band it was with all that air.
I would-
with all that air.
I would listen to with all the air.
Yeah, we said
Well, it's Fleetwood Mac.
Is
Really?
Fleetwood Mac guilty pleasure though?
Yeah.
I like Fleetwood Mac.
If that's how
I
he
like
feels
'em.
about it.
I like them because of the
They have some great stories.
because they're
Yeah.
they have songs that they all wrote together, but it tells stories, and you listen to
True
it.
stories.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
some people listen to it,
About
but I
each
don't
other.
like. Yeah, they don't like it because of the way. But you listen to it and you go back to the way the song was, and it was. It's now a country singer is they're an
They-
entertainer and they're handed
Yeah,
a song
yeah.
by some
Yeah.
guy sitting
Or they make
wherever.
up lyrics about something that never really happened.
But when you-
Everybody, Milli Vanilli.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And everybody at Fleetwood Mac
That's right.
hated each other. They all hate.
Oh,
well,
they definitely hated each
they
other.
hated each other, but they love like the music.
Yeah.
So that's fair. I don't think
It's
they're
not like I
guilty
sit down
pleasure.
and go listen to it and go, oh wow, whatever. I mean, but you appreciate what was.
Yeah.
what the story behind. That's fair.
Yeah.
And again, what they wrote was
Is there-
true.
Yeah.
Generally, I think.
I guess there's another category of like songs you prefer, your thumpers, and then you got your ones that you'll just ride out to, and then you got your guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
Is that how
yeah.
that goes?
So drop all four of those in the comments if you have each one of those categories.
Or your top 5 NFL players.
drop your top 5 NFL players.
All that.
Do all
Yeah.
that. Drop
Everything
all
we
that in the
talked about.
comments.
Just comment on everything.
If you got the
and so-
Beatles on your top 5 band, that's your favorite band, you better be listening. You better have Johnny Unitas on your top 5 players.
I wonder.
Just
Can
saying.
you
You
actually
gotta-
look
you
on
gotta
Apple
stay
to see
consistent.
like your most played songs?
I bet the most played is Ace of Spades.
I feel like
Mine
mine's
is
just
not
wrong.
actually
I feel
because
like
I
it's not
don't
right.
actually have that song
Yeah, I don't have
on
that
my
song on my
phone
phone anymore.
because of that very reason.
I do love Motorhead, though.
Oh,
Motorhead's pretty
wow.
good.
I don't think you can actually look that up.
Probably not.
Anyway, I think that is just about going to do it as I'm still trying to figure out how to look at my most played songs. Everyone drop your Instagram handle.
Oh, actually, I think I found out how to do it. Hang on.
Well, drop your Instagram handle first.
The real Earl B.
Just kidding. Brock_Baumgartner.
Travis.
Swabe _ Digger.
And mine.
It took me a long time I had to find that. I was
He
like,
did.
How does,
He,
how
he
do you
actually
spell-
he
like, how
actually
do you spell
texted
that?
me and had like say like, "Hey, what's Travis's Instagram?"
That makes
think
sense. That's why I
mine
got
is
followers.
Benjamin BAU, but I spelt it incorrectly by accident
Yours is
on
misspelled.
Instagram.
Yours is
It's misspelled.
Fix
so I can't.
Yeah, you can't fix it.
You can't like change your
name.
name.
Benjamin are really in the hole.
Yeah, it's a struggle.
Really
but just type in Benjamin Bumgarner, you'll
stuff.
find one of my accounts.
If it's got golf on it,
if it's got
Golf
golf on
and
it
guns.
recently,
Or
golf and guns,
guns.
yeah, that's,
and if
that's
it's
pretty
got
much all it's
boxing
got.
on the
Golf
other
and
one, there's
guns.
Travis.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's just about going to do it. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, hit the little bell notification. We should be back next Monday. I think our schedule will probably be back on track because basketball, I think, will probably be over-ish.
Just about over, yeah.
But I think we've got like 4 games to do this week, so we couldn't do it tomorrow night. But thanks for joining us this Sunday night. We're going to go probably try and catch the end of the playoff game if it's not already over.
Let's check the score real quick.
No, let's not do that because we can't get into that now. We'll have to get into it next week.
We're gonna bust that one.
We'll have to get
Yeah,
into
we'll
it
do that
next
next
week. So thanks for joining us. We will see you
football.
guys probably next Monday if all works out well. We'll see you guys on episode 7 of Did You Hear About?